connection and community. So we put together an incredible lineup of speakers for November. We've got Dr. Bill Sears, who's America's #1 pediatrician. We've got our very own Tammy Laminson, our very own Rachel Smart, Jennifer and Ben Saval, Wendy Vance, and of course the pageant family. So we will post in the Pajama Regional those events. I will open up registration on September 1st. I will post the website too for your convenience. So thank you so much. I cannot wait to see you guys at the pageant boot camp. Back to you, Courtney.
Awesome. Thank you, sweet friend. I'm so excited about that boot camp. You guys, that was my first boot camp ever, a pageant boot camp. It is an amazing, 400 acres, but not to mention the beauty, but also the learning, the growth. It was the first time that I had really interaction with all these top leaders. It made me feel super special. So it's so super cool. So thank you so much, Lisa. Okay, so another really important event coming up, if you guys don't know about it, it is Juice Plus Live Home Edition. Hopefully you all know about that. Get your calendars out now. Juice Plus Live Home Edition is October the 9th and 10th. October the 9th and 10th. So go ahead and make sure that you have that on your calendars, that you are going to be at home. If you're able to socially distance and have a couple people in your home, teammates or partners to join you, it's going to be amazing. I know this is all corporate sponsored there for the Juice Plus Juice Plus Live Home Edition. Try to say that really fast 3 times. Okay, so hopefully you guys will be a part of that. I'm sure more details are coming up on Juice Plus Insights, so always we get those emails weekly, so make sure you're checking that for all the details. All right, you guys, so like we said before, hopefully you're all back from lunch. It is now 1:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I see people coming in and getting settled. All right, so we're just getting started. Kyra just asked, I didn't know we were back already. We just announced 2 events. Go check jppajamaregional.com for more events. We're going to give you opportunities if you're hosting events that are big events, whether they're boot camps or whatever you've got going on. Heather O'Brien is going to post a picture on where are your events so that you can post links so people can register for them in your area or however you want to do it. We want to give everybody the opportunity to spotlight their events. We know there's lots of choices out there. And we always say Big Rocks Conference, right? Boot camps are the second big rocks. We fill our glass as big rocks first and then smaller rocks all the way up to the little individual events, because guess what? Sand fills it up in between all the cracks, right? And those are your daily conversations and all the things that you do. So make sure you get those big rock events on your calendar. But remember, the most important are all those conversations, the sand that goes in between and filters between all the big rocks. Those are your daily conversations to grow your business. So super awesome. All right, you guys, again, continued with our inspiration. We have got a special story for you all. Hang on, Charlene. I'm unmuting you, girl. Hold on. I'm trying to unmute. There you go.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I got you, girl. It's all you, baby.
Okay. Am I ready to go? Okay, good. Well, I just wanted to say hello to everybody. My story is going to be a little bit different because my story is your story. Because this is all about you. I'm going to let you know what brought me to this community. Because I have been a registered nurse for over 40 years. I have owned 2 businesses where I train pre-nurses to take care of patients. And that's what I've done all my life. But with this, I feel like I've been looking for Juice Plus all my life because I need simple and I need easy. And this business is simple and we can make it easy. So I love this community because I can be myself. I love my national marketing director, Rachel Smart. I love Chandrea Singleton, who, by the way, is my Juice Plus buddy. And then I love the whole team. So this is just a real good fit for me. Because let me just tell you what I used to do. Over 40 years, I have taken care of sick and dying adults and children. And I am not just a nurse like, oh, by the way, I am a nurse down to my toes. If you're sick, I will lie in the bed with you and hold your hand. And people used to tell me, oh, you love too hard, too much, but I can't help it. So this was a great fit for me. So I've always been a happy, fun-loving, and active person. I love to exercise and walk 3 to 5 miles a day to be outside with a cool breeze. And after exercising and walking, I would always feel so good. I would feel like I was on top of the world. When I did it, I had a lot of energy. I was productive. My mind was clear. But one morning after exercising, life changed suddenly. My energy plummeted. I slept for 6 hours that day. And the very next day, my body was in excruciating pain, throbbing. And it did not go away. The only way that I could control the pain was over-the-counter pain medication. So my happy life that I had before was gone. So I began researching on my own, and I started learning about raw and living food, and also the power of fruits and vegetables to help the body. So I started juicing, and I felt better. I had my energy, clarity, I had less pain, but I could not stay consistent because life gets in the way, right? So one day I was in my doctor's office and we were talking, and let me show you what happened. I talked with her and she reached in her scrubs and she took out a handful of pills, capsules. I didn't know they were capsules at that time. I said, what is that? She said, Juice Plus. I said, what is Juice Plus? She said, powdered fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I said, I thought, you have got to be kidding. This is what I need because I don't have time to juice. So I knew the power of juicing, and so I got it. So, long story short, I signed up that day for the business and also the capsules, as well as the shakes. So I had everything that I needed, but guess what? I only had a week before I went on a 6-week trip to Europe. So they came the day before. And this is what happened. I looked at the capsules. I didn't have them in a neat little tight thing like this. And I looked at the shakes. And I said, I don't have room to pack them. So I'm not going to take them. So I didn't. I didn't take them. I said, I'll start when I get back. Big mistake. Because when I got back, I was so sick. I was in excruciating pain the whole time I was there. I came back with laryngitis, bronchitis, and along with the pain all over. I was in bed for 6 weeks. So it took me 6 weeks taking Juice Plus, eating properly, and getting plenty of sleep to get back on my feet. And I said, no, I will not be without Juice Plus again because I saw the difference in how it made me feel. So I thought, okay, I'm getting my happy life back. So at this point, I had already said yes to this inspiring, healthy living mission and the Juice Plus business. Why? You already know. Because I love people and I love meaningful work. I love educating people because if you educate people, that will motivate them to action. I love empowering them because if you empower individual families, that empowers the community. And I love problem solving. Don't just bring a problem to me. What is the solution? So now I felt like here I had something that could help people. So in my health journey, the first thing that I did is I became a plant-based certified coach. I was already that before I started Juice Plus. So I decided to incorporate the Juice Plus business into my healthy eating workshops. But at first, I just offered it occasionally, the Juice Plus. Occasionally, I offered it, oh, by the way, part-time, because I was really scared to really offer it to people because I didn't want them to feel like I was selling them anything. The tipping point that allowed me to see Juice Plus business as a vehicle was when I went to the famous Paget's boot camp. Lisa Paget, you didn't know know that they had that much impact on me. When I came back from that boot camp, I was on fire. I started inviting everybody to events. Remember, I had not been to any events other than the pageant boot camp, but I started inviting people. The first event I went to, 6 people came. The second one that I went to and invited people, 13 came. Out of those, I got several customers. I got 3 reps, one of which is my Juice Plus buddy right now. But what happened after that is I had no idea what to do with them, because remember, I was new. Because this is my second anniversary being with Juice Plus. I'm just getting customers, getting reps. I didn't know what to do with them. But all the support from my team and Juice Plus, the corporate office, sidelines, inspired me personally to stay on track and to be able to do this business successfully. So right now, I have stepped into the leadership position of QSSC, and it's so exciting. So one thing that I do know is that I will never stop sharing, I will never stop caring, and I will never stop giving people hope, because I am determined. And let me just give you a little secret. This year I will be 70 years old. I feel like I have a new start. I feel like I'm getting a do-over, and I'm so happy about that. So what I'm determined to do in closing is I'm determined to spend the next 40 years not caring for sick and dying people, but caring for living people. So what I want to do is empower women to take control of their health. I want to help women say yes to better health, yes to being an entrepreneur, yes to flexible schedules, not having to get up at 5 in the morning, and to know the awesome things that they are capable of. Because if I can do it, you can do it too.
Yes. Woo! That was so awesome. Yes, we can all do this. And what a beautiful story that is. You know, the power of events. You found events going out and those, what did you say? Half marathons, you were doing 5Ks, whatever, you were doing boosts. And who did you meet? Which teammate did you meet? At one of those, you said she's one of your running buddies, one of your partners now.
Chandria Singleton.
Yeah, see what happened? Meeting rock stars everywhere you go. But you know what? Energy is contagious. And that smile of yours and that positive attitude you have attracts energy, right? You attracted energy to you. So way to go, girl. Your story, listen, people are putting in the comments everywhere. They love your story. Thank you so much for sharing and for the energy that you brought to this event. We really appreciate it.
Thank you
So much. Oh, and where's Ashley? Hold on, come here real quick. Come say hey. Because this is one of your buddies that you met at Q School. There's Ashley. I love that. So you got to get to events so you can meet people, sideline buddies. They met at school. Anyway, awesome stuff. So thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right, you guys. So we're going to move right into our next speaker. So before we do that, though, I really want to make sure that that you all know that we don't need to make any claims at all. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my speaker here. We don't need to make any claims at all on our product or our business, because we have a product that's backed by research, and we know that food is good for the body, right? So Mitra Ray is going to be sharing a bit more, Dr. Mitra Ray, let me say that, a bit more on the product today, and sharing some information and knowledge. You guys know we love knowledge, we love this stuff, and we feed off of and really listen to this. I'm going to get to introduce Mitra. Mitra, I'll unmute you in just 1 second, and I'll make you co-host too. Hang on a second. Okay, so Dr. Mitra Ray, let me turn my speaker view. I don't know if you guys on Facebook can see me as a speaker or not. I'm going to make myself small. Okay, Dr. Mitra Ray is a fiercely committed person, to being a trusted guide for those who love life, those who want to be a healthy person, that want to be fit and gorgeous, and those who want to live to dance at their grandchildren's weddings. If you are looking for a proven professional who can guide you to better health, with practical and doable solutions that are easy on the wallet in the changing way and busy times, and you have come to the right place today. You're in the right place, right time, right doctor. Here we go. With over 30 years of experience, she has helped people achieve remarkable success in looking and feeling better. Dr. Mitra Ray has received her Bachelor's of Science from Cornell University, that's where my daughter is, and her PhD from Stanford Medical School. She is a recipient of many National Institute of Health grants, NIH grants, and the Young Investigator Award from the Federation of American Societies in Experimental Biology. Her research has been published in such prestigious journals as Science, Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, and the Journal of Cell Biology. Audiences in 4 continents have enjoyed her award-winning books, audios, and lectures on health, beauty, brain function, and longevity. Mitra's mission and commitment is to revolutionize wellness through innovative neuro-emotional technologies and plant-based nutrition. That sounded like a lot of stuff that I might not understand. But the good news is Dr. Mitra Ray is human, just like us. And I get to share a fun fact about Mitra. Mitra, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, but let me share your fun fact before you start. Hang on. Give me a second. Hold on. Are you sitting on the edge of your seat still? I know you are. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so here's her fun fact. She used to be a paraglider pilot, rated and all, until she almost had a wind shift take her into a tree when she was 6 months pregnant with Leela, her first. And then she sold her Swiss custom wings that she was flying on as the maternal hormones finally kicked in. And we are glad that those maternal hormones kicked in because we need you here. We need you here. Thank you so much for being here today. We really, really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, thank you for that introduction. And I forgot I gave you that fun fact. That's awesome. And I am quite human. I make silly mistakes. I almost took almost my firstborn into a tree, but I didn't. So here I am. And Charlene's story was so amazing. I think all you had to say, Charlene, is that you're 70. Just look at you. Oh my gosh, what an inspiring story. So I've been with the Juice Plus company now since 1994. So I'm going into my 27th year in this business. And I am so glad, like Charlene, that I started so long ago because I look around at my friends. Well, actually, most of my friends are on Juice Plus, but there's people my age that are not on Juice Plus. And I know that every time I look, there's a million ways that I've benefited from this product. And I want you guys to know that when I first started, I was just a shy scientist. My goals back then were to just, actually my goal was to win a Nobel Prize in doing some kind of, innovative research, looking for like the cure to cancer or the cure to Alzheimer's disease. That's what the NIH was funding me to do. But the reality was that when Juice Plus came into my life, I had some major health challenges. I was in my 20s and I had given myself an ulcer. And right when I turned 30, Juice Plus came into my life. So you can start doing the math. Don't do the math about how old I am. No, I just turned 56. And I want to tell you that since I turned 30 and I got on Juice Plus became the biggest catalyst for changing my health. And I had the most humbling experience because I was at Stanford Medical School walking the halls with Nobel laureates, and I had neck spasms from a early childhood injury that never got resolved. And so I would be hovering over a microscope and I would be then running to the physical therapist or spending hundreds of dollars, paying the physical therapist, or I was taking ibuprofen in bulk, buying it from Costco. And I gave myself an ulcer in my 20s from all that ibuprofen. And nobody was telling me that was dangerous for me. Now we have research showing you really shouldn't be taking ibuprofen every day like that. And the doctors just said I would have to live with that. And so I just accepted that and I just went on my merry way. But I had started a juicing regimen, but because my weight was going up because I couldn't exercise as much due to my neck. And so I thought I'd start juicing, and I started to just read about phytonutrients. The word phytonutrient had just been introduced. Phyto meaning plant, so plant nutrients, how they were better than just your average vitamin pill. And there was even a TV show talking about like how they could make plant concentrates maybe. And then it wasn't long after that somebody brought me a brochure on Juice Plus, really expecting me to poo-poo it because I couldn't take vitamin supplements. To this day, I cannot take vitamin supplements. And I want to tell you something. I was so taken by this brochure that had really compared the first two blends. The fruit and veggie blend is all we had back then, and compared it to how many glasses of juice I'd have to drink to get the same kind of nutrition that was in the Juice Plus products. And I saw that I'd have to drink several glasses of juice. First of all, I never made juice with 7 fruits and 8 veggies. I only made like juice with apples and carrots and ginger. And even that was a pain in the neck. And I saw the cost difference and I saw the research, and it just blew my mind that I wouldn't get the sugar because it was the whole food concentrate. And so I got it because I was using the same technology in the lab to dehydrate cells. That technology had already been around for over 50 years that biochemists had been using to do experimentation on cells. So I knew that it was possible to make Juice Plus, and I was blown away. In fact, I was a little mad at myself, to be honest with you. I just thought, Mitra, why didn't you think of this? I mean, you're juicing in the kitchen and you're using the technology in the lab, and you couldn't put lab and kitchen together. So of course I did the next best thing. I got a hold of some, and I literally remember back then that they were just selling like little twin packs, and I doled out like a week's supply to my family. I said, I think this is good stuff, but mostly because of that brochure and the fact that I could take it on an empty stomach. That already told me that there was something going on with this product. And then I got involved as a distributor only to get it for my whole family so I could buy lots of it. So back then I bought like 20 boxes, and within 2 weeks, it was gone. They were gone. I had to buy like 20 more boxes. So I like went through 44 month supplies of Juice Plus, getting over 50 people onto the product because I was like, nobody was safe for me. And I had never sold anything in my life. I mean, I tell people I had never even sold my Girl Scout cookies when I was a kid. I ate them knowing my parents would pay for them. That was my sales strategy back then, okay? Just eat them. So I had never sold anything. So my line was literally, I was so naive and so silly, like ignorance on fire. I just go up to people and I go, hey, get your credit card out. They put fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And people would be like, what? And I'd be like, just before we talk, before we do anything, I got to put your order in. This stuff is amazing. I'm telling you, you got to try it. And that was it. That's all I did. And I just shared that I had stopped taking ibuprofen. And that was amazing to me. And when I realized what it was doing for my neck, I literally looked up over 200 papers on what those individual fruits and vegetables were doing for you. And it just kind of blew my mind. Like, I felt so ignorant. Here I had a PhD from Stanford Medical School. And if I didn't know, all I could think of was nobody else knows. Nobody else knows the power of fruits and vegetables. Folks, this is like, almost 27 years ago, right? So people just didn't know back then. I mean, they knew, but most people weren't aware. They're becoming more and more, and all I've seen over time now is people becoming more and more aware. Now with COVID, people are really becoming aware, right, of the power of fruits and vegetables. So what we have in our hands is gold. And then what the company's done with this, it just kind of blows my mind, and it just became a catalyst for change. It was my only prenatal, because I still couldn't take prenatals because they were vitamins, right? So all I ever took was a double dose of Juice Plus while I was pregnant, and I made my shakes. And towards the end of my pregnancy, that's all I could eat was shakes. And I had 2 healthy children. My kids have never had to go to the pediatrician for a ear infection. They're now adults, and they've never had missed a day of school because of illness. I would take them out to go. I would use up their sickness days as wellness days and go take them on vacation, go to India or something, but I never took them out because of illness from school. And now they're healthy adults. And so I have story after story after story for what it has done. But you know what's so amazing to me is how this company just keeps innovating and innovating and innovating. When they came out with, for instance, when they wanted to create Omegas, I thought to myself, that is dangerous territory. I really was not happy that they were going down that road. And I was just like, well, whatever they come out with, I'll probably just end up saying, yeah, whatever. I'll just ignore it. You know, when they come out with an Omega, I'm just going to ignore it because I already knew that, you know, by the time they heat up the the oils to put it in a gel cap, that already destroys the oils inside. So I knew that I don't care how pure it is, it's rancid, you know, it's just given oxidized. And I also knew that I didn't want to support the fish oil industry at all. You know, that's not sustainable. So I just thought, what is this company doing, coming out with an Omega? Well, when they came out with what they came out with, the more I learned about it, I was really blown. I mean, we could literally start a brand new company just with our Omega supplement alone, because every single cell in your body has a membrane, and inside are all the organelles that also have membranes, and all those membranes need the right omegas to be fluid and flexible and working right. And we're all omega deficient. And I used to tell people, before our Omega Juice Plus Omegas came out, I used to tell people the only way you're really going to get the omegas that you need is you're going to have to like grind up a good cup of like combination of flax seeds, chia seeds, I don't know, sunflower seeds, get some walnuts and almonds into your diet. You just got to get nuts and seeds into your diet. And even with flax seeds, don't buy the ones that, you know, if you buy a bagel with flax seeds on top, that's just going to go right through you. You've got to grind it up fresh. And if you buy flaxseed oil, it's gone rancid. Like, I don't believe in, you know, oils that have been sitting around, right? So going rancid basically on the shelf. So the fact that we have these amazing encapsulated oils without heating the oil in and of itself is miraculous. And then the research that's been done with it is also a little bit mind-blowing. So I know you guys don't typically share slides, but I need to share a few slides with you about what is going on in the world of health. And then at the end, I'm going to do something to give you a little bit of power in how to share Juice Plus with people, because all of this product knowledge is not going to get you anywhere unless you're very effective around being curious about what people's needs are. So I'm just going to get started, and give me a second with technology. Hopefully all will go well. Let's see. Oh, maybe I can't do it. Yes, maybe I can. Okay. Somebody give me a sign that you are seeing one screen and not all my slides. Thumbs up, just one slide. With me, no, you're not seeing that? Okay. Maybe I won't show my slides then.
Before we could see the notes, now we see them on the side. Okay, now we see you.
I'm trying to figure out how I can, it's not, normally it let me share my second monitor, but it's not letting me do that. That's really weird.
I'm going to minimize us for a second and see if you can open it up to it the way you would normally. Just minimize us for a second. Maybe you can pull it up behind, so when you share it, it's already there.
Yeah,
Sometimes it works.
Sometimes it works.
Yeah, technology.
Right?
All good. We're good. Take your time.
Yeah, it's not working. Oh, no, maybe it is. How about now? Does that work?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, perfect. Okay, thanks for that tip. That actually worked. All right, so those are quick pictures of me, and that's my family. Those are my girls and my husband, Doug, and this is the reason I am sharing Juice Plus still today. Is this, I think about the next generation, and I just think that everyone needs it. And of course, it's been a huge catalyst for change. All right, I'm going to skip through some of these slides and kind of get to so when I was talking about omegas, this is research you haven't seen yet. Now, if you ask me for this slide, I'm going to say you're going to have to wait, because I've given it to Dr. Manfred Lamprecht, and I said, please do the data so it looks like this so people can understand it. So they are working on the slide. So this is I'm not a good Excel person, so this is just my hodgepodge slide. So don't ask for this. The company will make a pretty one. But I want to share this with you because the Omega Index is our strongest indicator of how healthy are our cells. So they look at red blood cells and look at how much omega 3s are incorporated in those red blood cells. So the blue represents control. The orange are people taking 2 capsules a day. And there's a very important reason I'm showing this to you. The green is all 4, so taking the quad, 2, 2, 2, and 2 capsules a day. And the yellow is just taking 4 capsules a day, 4 omegas a day. Okay, so what you see is the increase in the omega index from taking, either 2 or all 4, or you see the little bit of synergy that happens when you incorporate all the other capsules. So that's also nice to see. But what I want to tell people is that if you're an adult, it's really worth taking 4 and 4 and giving your kids 2 omegas a day. They're totally chews because they taste like orange popsicles. They can bite into them. So they are our omega chewables if you think about it. And for adults, I really want to recommend that you guys take 4 omegas a day. I was wearing readers at restaurants and stuff, and I was a little bit bummed out about that. And then I also had ACL surgery, and I was always feeling a little bit of difference between my right and left knee when I woke up in the morning. And when I doubled up on my omegas, and I double up on everything, but when I doubled up on my omegas, I really saw a difference. And I did it slowly just because we were not sure how well it was going to work and all that, but I did see a huge difference when I jumped up to 4. So I just really wanted to share that with people. Okay, so talking about catalyst for change, folks, what we have in our hands today is something that is completely capable of changing people's lives. You see, I talk about this a lot. You are a super organism. You have all this microbiota. By now, you've probably heard that more than 90% of the cells in your body are not human cells. They are mostly bacteria cells. There's also other fungi and protozoa, but mostly you're made up of bacteria. And I want to show, and it's called your microbiota. And I want to show you this microbiome project. The microbiome just means the DNA is how we see that these things exist, because we can't really isolate them very well just yet. Well, some companies are jumping on top of that. But what you see are the orange dots. And when the data is kind of clustered on the left side of this graph here, that means that our US population doesn't have diversity. And Mother Nature loves diversity. We need a huge diversity of bacteria in our gut to be healthy. And what you see on the right are the microbiome of people that are still nomads today in South America and Africa. And these tribes still are, people say hunter-gatherer, they're really gathering. They're not really hunting, they're mostly gathering. Okay, hunting is for like starvation and every once in a while, but mostly they're gathering, and they live close to the equator, and they have a huge microbiota because they eat over 200 different kinds of plants in their diet. Okay, and they eat over 100 grams of fiber in their diet. So let me explain this to you, because in today's times, I think it's really important for you guys to understand this. On the left, the orange dots are the USA microbiome. We look like a devastated forest compared to the nomads. Their microbiota but can be compared to the Amazon. Why is that so important? Well, let's say you have intruders, parasites entering a system. So if you try to plant, if a dandelion or some other weed drops into that devastated forest, it has a chance of taking over. But imagine a dandelion seed landing in an Amazon. Not much would happen. That is the difference between a healthy ecosystem and an unhealthy ecosystem. And the US population is one of the most unhealthy ecosystems on the planet, because we don't eat enough plants in our diet in their whole raw form. Okay, we are just not getting the nutrition of whole raw food, plants especially. So like if a virus were to enter an ecosystem where you have lots of diversity of microbiota. You know, we have for every, so we have 100 times more bacteria, and we may have 1,000 times more viruses, if not more, in our body. But if you have a, you know, lush ecosystem, it really can't do much harm in your body. So this is really important to understand. So this is data from the USA, UK, and Australia. And there's actually a big difference between the light blue curve and the dark green, the light green and the dark green curve. The light green are people that eat less than 10 plants per week, and the dark green is more than 30 plants per week. And the difference, the slight difference between those two curves is the difference between heaven and hell as far as your health is concerned. Because if you're in that light green graph, chances are you are predisposed to every disease and every parasite and every virus that can probably harm you. Whereas if you're towards the darker green, that little shift makes all the difference in the world. And that only comes from a diversity of plants. Well, guess what? That's why I love the Shred 10 program. Because if you just start your day with all 4 capsules and take some shakes, your baseline of nutrition comes from 50 whole plants. And remember, the whole plant is in there. So like the rind of the orange is in there, the stalk of the broccoli, the inside of the pineapple, the stalk of the pineapple, all those things are in there. So you're getting this nutrient range that nobody can actually eat. And that's giving you incredible diversity. Now, knowing all this information, maybe you want to go out there and maybe you want to just like try to pretend you're me. And I want to tell you something. When I talk to people, I don't whip out this graph. I don't try to say that. I do say, well, you know, when the time is right, I do sometimes drop the, you know, the bomb that, hey, look, if you take our products, you're going to change your baseline to 50 plants a day. And then on top of that, every plant you eat is a bonus. But here's what I do. You want to think about attracting versus chasing. If you're trying to chase people down, that's like a flashlight. No, you want to be the beacon that draws people to you. By being authentic, being yourself, sharing your struggles. People think, oh, I don't look the part yet. I can't sell Juice Plus. That's not true. People want to hear your real, authentic struggle more than they want to see a totally fit, beautiful person who is just saying, oh, I started taking Juice Plus yesterday, more often than not. And I'm not saying that if you're fit and beautiful, you're not fit to sell Juice Plus. I'm just saying that you all are individuals and you have different reasons that got you onto Juice Plus, and you want to share your story authentically. And that's it. When you're authentic, you're irresistible. Your story needs to be heard. So don't ever look in the mirror and say, I am not whatever enough, fill in the blank. I'm not enough to sell Juice Plus. You are enough. Your story is enough. So that's the first thing. You want to be attractive by being yourself. You're not going to be attractive if you try to be someone else. Then I want to share with you that you want to ask qualifying or leading questions like, hey, you seem rather health conscious. What do you currently do for your health? How about your kids? How about your spouse? Get curious. It's not about having the right, you're just the messenger. We have wonderful videos to share. So your job is to ask questions, be curious, and create curiosity, and then share information. And so we'll get into more of these kinds of questions. Have you ever, so here's another one that happens all the time. People want to know, hey, has Juice Plus helped with this condition or that condition? My team Facebook group is always coming up with, hey, has it helped with this condition or that condition? And I want to tell you something. Here's what you want to say. Instead of saying, hey, who's been helped with Juice Plus with this condition? Help me out. I have a prospect. Instead, you want to lead the prospect by asking, have you ever researched how fruit and vegetable nutrition might improve your condition? Get them back on track. Get them back on understanding the power of fruits and vegetables instead of putting yourself in a position where you might be making claims. What do you think is missing in your diet is a really good question. You want to get them to think. Do you have a budget for your health? Like, what's your health worth to you, right? Those kinds of questions. If they take supplements, why do you take those? What are your expectations from taking those supplements? Instead of comparing hours, Ask them why they're taking them, okay? And then you can go back around to, well, have you ever looked at how fruit and vegetable nutrition might help you reach those expectations, right? So you want to ask questions. How much time would you be able to spend each day on your health daily? That's kind of an out of the blue question, right? It makes them think. Getting people to think by asking good questions is going to be great for you. What are your goals when it comes to your health? And I love Fess Up. It's an acronym for asking questions about their fitness, their energy, their sleep, and stress levels. Like, do you have a fitness regimen? How's your energy at the end of the day? How's your energy as a young mom or dad chasing your kids? Do you get a proper amount of sleep at night? How stressed out are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay? And then go into here's what I learned, right? Instead of kind of coming off as a know-it-all, like, you know, like that feel, felt, found thing is really important. I want to give you some questions about Tower Gardens too. Have you ever grown your own food? What do you love about gardening? What's not so fun? Do you ever wonder how many people have touched the produce you buy at the store, or it's been sprayed, what it's been sprayed with, or how it's grown? How would it make you feel if you did grow your own food? Would you feel pride? Would you have a sense of independence? Would it be fun? And then step 3, share information, stories, your story, and follow up and follow up and follow up. In today's world, people are busy. They don't mean to be dismissive. They're not trying to ignore you necessarily. You just have to follow up and find out what's going on with them. And I also love Team Z, so you can keep track of your follow-up. That's really important because your brain cannot remember it all. Step 4, closing is delicious. Do you know what is the percent of sales that wouldn't happen unless people were asked for the sale? Over 90%, okay? You want to think about helping these people for real. So here's the presumptive close. I used phrases like, you know, I just assume they're going to buy it, so I start talking like they're going to buy it. So I just say, when you become my customer, I will blah, 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 blah. You know, share this video with you. I will share this cookbook with you. I will share, you know, this YouTube video with you that I think is going to really help you. When you start taking Juice Plus, here's what you can expect. Once you become my Juice Plus client, blah, blah, blah. After we get your order in, blah, 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 right? So do you get the presumptive close? You're already assuming it's happened, and then so just stick these in the front of a sentence when you're talking to them. That will help you quite a bit. And that's it for what the slides that I wanted to share with you. And finally, I want to say that, you know, in sales, we're always looking for that irresistible offer, and we have that irresistible offer today, folks. The summer special that's going on, where you can do the Healthy Start for Families, and they can also get some shakes for $5. That is an irresistible offer. When you give them that value proposition, people love free stuff. So I just think that, you know, between COVID and the timing, no wonder we're doing so well, but we can do even better. And I'm always challenging my team. Can we do better than July? I know July, we had a tremendous month. I'm really proud of everyone in the community that's been really sharing. And in today's world, with everything that's going on, I feel like people are either nervous and scared and they don't know what they're doing, or they're taking action more than ever. I see it in my own team. The people that are going are really going. They are sharing like crazy. And the people that are confused, they're just caught up watching the news and trying to convince themselves of some political agenda story or another. And it's just, the media is making things look a lot worse than I think they really are. But regardless of all that, all I know is that what I can do is I can share the gold that I have in my hands today with Juice Plus, and people need this more than ever. Thank you so much, Courtney.
My God, everybody's talking. That was amazing. Thank you so much. And I know you all know that normally we don't share slides, but Dr. Mitra Ray needs to get this stuff out there. You guys need to understand how she does this as a doctor. You don't have to be a doctor to share Juice Plus, but she's giving us tips. Listen, this is what she does. It's how her entire organization grows. Mitra, you are a blessing to this entire community. Thank you so much. I know you're a busy person. Thanks for being on. We really, really appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. Ooh, we're moving on. How's everybody feeling? Y'all feeling good? Hopefully you don't need a potty break because we've got some special speakers coming up here. All right, I need to unmute my friend, Rachel Smart. Rachel, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, my friend, I sure can. Let me mute myself and I'll get your next speaker unmuted.
Okay. Wow. You're taking good notes. I'm so grateful for this upcoming to introduce Toni Branner to all of you. I know some of you know her, most of you know her, and some may not. But when I was today getting ready for today, I was in the shower and the word came to me, beloved. Beloved. Oh, it's like, wow, brilliant and beloved and brilliant. When I think of Toni, that's what I think of. And when I think of, I speak for on behalf of the entire Juice Plus community, and just so grateful to be able to know you, Toni, and your wonderful husband watching you and the way you raise your children. But for those that don't know Toni, she's a corporate Juice Plus trainer, and she's often known as the crazy plant lady. And I love that because I've watched you train, and you're not afraid to be bold about the power of plants, and you teach it in fun and unforgettable ways. Your background is an exercise physiologist. You're a wellness consultant, of course, a plant-based lifestyle coach, a professional speaker. You're also an author, and I have both of your books. You're a wife, and you're a mom of 2 grown, wonderful children, and you're also a presidential marketing director of 75 Club. And you're going to be training today with your wonderful sweetheart husband, William Branner, Dr. William Branner, ophthalmologist and eye surgeon for over 30 years. What a wonderful couple to be able to share how you do this together. He was a former college basketball player and doing the training. You're going to be doing the training together. But we're going to share little fun facts. I didn't know if you all knew that Toni raised a baby pig just like on the Charlotte's Web. I can't wait. I want to see pictures of that. And then Toni and Will have been on the House Hunters International, for all that you didn't know. So I'm going to turn the time over to you, Toni, and Dr. Billy for sharing us in this next training. Take it away.
Thank you, Rachel. All right. Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing great today. My name is Toni Branner. I'm so excited to speak to you today about how spouses and partners can support each other in our Juice Plus and Tower Garden business. And this is my awesome husband.
Hi, I'm William Branner. My friends call me Billy. I'm an ophthalmologist, and I love sharing Juice Plus with my patients. Honey, I got to go downstairs to clean up from our big event last night, so I've got to go play with the granddaughter as well. So,
wait, what? But all these people are here, and they want to hear our story. They want you beside me.
I know, but don't worry. I've got something for you. I'll be right here with you.
Okay. Well, here. Okay, so he's right here with me while I give the presentation. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Awesome. Well, we love our spouses and we love our partners to support us. But sometimes they're a little more shy than we are, and sometimes they're a little more in the background. And my husband is an amazing person, but he's more used to one-on-one conversations and doesn't really enjoy public speaking. So I let him off the hook, and he got his replacement here to be with you today. So I have been a Juice Plus customer for 26 years. I've been a rep for over 18 years, a partner with the company. And for me, the science all just made sense. I brought Juice Plus home for my family, and my husband wouldn't take it right away. He was skeptical and, what is this? How much was it? The whole thing. But after a while, I noticed that ours was disappearing a little faster than it normally would. And he started taking it, became a strong proponent of Juice Plus, and eventually started sharing it with his ophthalmology patients, especially macular degeneration, glaucoma, cataracts. with awesome results. And a lot of older people just don't get to the store very much. They eat a lot of canned foods and maybe foods that don't have as much nutritional value. And so he has enjoyed sharing it through his practice for over 18 years. He did start his own franchise, and all of the people in his franchise are people that he has shared Juice Plus with. Or he sent them to me and said, you should meet my wife, which is what we're going to talk about. So he has really supported me in the truest sense of the word, but it was a journey. It was a process. So if you're currently, not getting all the support you need, I'm going to give you some tips. Also, I am going to be talking about husbands and wives, but also know that this applies to any kind of partnership that you have. If you live with another person, if you, have a close person in your life, everything that we're going to share can be about your buddy as well. So this is how it usually starts. Usually one half of the couple is attracted to our solutions because of an educational event or maybe a friend that shares it with them, and they come home all excited and they try to relay all of the information and the energy that they felt at the event to their spouse. But it's hard to remember everything that happens at an event. And so sometimes the spouse is looking at you like, what kind of Kool-Aid did you drink? Like, what is this? Fruits and vegetables in a capsule? What? A tower that grows, vegetables? Like, what are you talking about? So sometimes it just starts out with a little different energy. You have a lot of energy and maybe your spouse doesn't. Or maybe, you're both exposed to our Juice Plus products in our Tower Garden, and it just makes sense. And you guys just want to share it organically with friends and family to defray your cost, make extra income, but you don't really have current ambitions to build to the top positions of the company. And that is okay. We have a lot of couples who do that. And I like to call them our family plan partners. They just love our culture and our community and our solutions. Or maybe there's just one of you that is building your Juice Plus business. Maybe you have another job. Maybe you're a full-time parent, but you can build it, obviously, in part-time hours, right? Part-time for extra income. Or you maybe just want to be a part of a mission or a great community. And maybe your spouse isn't really involved at all, or maybe your spouse is kind of skeptical or negative, and that's okay. That's pretty normal. So don't think, you're the only one. Or maybe you're highly engaged and your spouse is supportive, but they also have their own career. So they have a limited amount of time that they can be engaged in your business. That's kind of our example. My husband is engaged and he is totally on board for helping. We had our pajama regional group here last night, and he washed all the dishes and got all cleaned up, and he's going down there to put the dishes away and, all of the things, babysitting so that my daughter and her husband could come to the event. So that is one example. Or maybe you're building the business together, like you both caught the fire at the same time. And together you're building it. Maybe you're dividing and conquering. Usually one person gravitates to parts of the business that reflects their strengths. And examples of this, I wanted to show some pictures today, but Jenna and Jake are my daughter and son-in-law. And in their early 20s, they built this business together, and it's all they do. It's their full-time job. Sean and Jennifer Myers started this together when they were very young. Kurt and Lori Beavers are mentors of ours, and they started the business really, really young and built it together. And that is so cool. And we have more and more couples who are doing that today. They want something with more flexibility that they can do together. And then sometimes we have a person who builds to the top level of our company and turns this into a career, and that is amazing too. And then the spouse can either join later, or maybe the spouse wants to retire. All of us never want to retire because we love what we do. And then you have people like Courtney and John Shaw who met after they were already successful in their business, right? And that's an amazing way to form a partnership and to be a couple in our business. So let's talk about why there are legitimate reasons why your spouse might be negative. We had a person here last night who said her husband is an accountant and he just analyzes everything so thoroughly. But sometimes people have confusion or misinformation about what makes our products, our solutions unique. And that takes a little due diligence. I actually had a lot of that myself when I first heard about Juice Plus. I had to really look, at the research and the facts about our quality control and how our products are made and all of that. So that's not a bad thing. I call it healthy skepticism. That's not a bad thing. We want people to want information. And sometimes it's confusion, misinformation about our business model or maybe our company, that they just don't have all of the information. And unfortunately, in today's virtual world, it's easy to get misinformation. There's a lot of people with unscrupulous, reasons that they put things that are not true on the internet. So that is a little frustrating, but I love how our company is so transparent. They provide information. We have just so many people like Dr. Mitra Ray who are willing to answer questions and clarify, the actual information. And then sometimes they're a little hesitant because they feel like this business might take you away from other family activities and responsibilities. And that's a legitimate concern also. That is something that would require a conversation. And then sometimes it's other deep-rooted issues. Maybe they had a bad experience in the past with another company, or maybe a relationship or communication issues. But what we love to do is love on everybody until they see how awesome we are and how much we are inclusive. And I just never give up on anybody. I do at least one call a week with someone's spouse who has a lot of questions and wants more information. And I really look forward to it because those people become our strongest supporters. So what about for you as the Juice Plus partner, and you want your partner to be more supportive? So you have to do your part. You have to get very clear about what you want to do, solidify your why, solidify your story. Ask yourself, how strong is my why? How lofty are my goals? And then talk to your spouse about their goals and your common goals and how you can help each other. Asking, is the health of our family a common goal? Are you on the same page with me? This is really important for me. And then think about which skills, talents, and passions that you need to develop to bring forward in your career. It's important to try not to convince your spouse or your partner or your buddy, because convincing means you're trying to make your spouse see what you see as truth, and they may have to build their own beliefs, on our products, our company, our business model, and our leadership. Maybe they need to do their own due diligence, and sometimes that might take a little more time because you've jumped right in and they're just a little behind on getting all the info. And then share in a compelling, open-minded, and open-hearted way that you're so excited about your business and this mission, and you'd very much like their support. Taking your spouse to events or company-wide events is a great way to help them appreciate our amazing culture. There's so many stories of spouses that once they went to a conference or watched a Juice Plus Live or an event like today, that they were like, oh, I get it now. This is really different. This is really amazing. But then in the end, remember that you don't need permission if you decide to do this, and it's a way that you can take control over aspects of your life, and don't let another person hold you back from doing what you need to live and to work and to be well for yourself. But also don't use a lack of spouse support as an excuse not to do it, because we see that sometimes as well. Another tip is to try not to have the super person syndrome. And I know I see all of you out there. I know who you are. You're amazing people, because this can be a concern for your spouse. And I know my husband had this issue. In order to bring about change in your life, you must shift the way you organize your time and your responsibilities and stop over functioning. Doing more than is necessary, more than is appropriate, and more than is healthy. Let go of your perfectionism and your need to do everything. build stronger boundaries, learn to say no to endeavors that aren't essential. You're trying to, be the mom at every field trip and every class party and run your Juice Plus business and cook a, 5-course meal that are necessary in fulfilling your life. Focus on what really matters to your business and your family. It's up to you. No one else is going to clear your plate for you. You have to do it. And that goes a long way to letting your spouse see that this is something that is really, really important to you. Okay, so now for the spouse. I hope some of you are out there listening. You want to speak positive and reinforcing words. So some of you may have read the book, The 5 Love Languages, and you'll know that one of those 5 languages is words of affirmation. And so for many people, this is their top love language. So simply speaking words that are positive and encouraging can set the tone for the day, the week, even the month for your spouse. This is especially true in vulnerable times and when you or your spouse are taking big risks to follow their dreams. Those affirmations become really, really important. So much power in phrases like, I believe in you. You can do this. You were made for this. I love you. I heard your presentation from the other room and you sounded so professional. Like those, they have to be true, of course. Don't say them if they're not true. But it can be easy to forget the power of words. And fight the urge to be negative if you can. Maybe use questions instead. Like, how do you feel about your customer canceling? That must be a bummer, right? That's a much nicer way to say it than, I told you that people weren't going to buy this stuff and keep buying it. I hear all kinds of really negative comments that can be very, very hurtful. Your spouse needs to know you believe in them, and what may seem insignificant to you could mean a world of difference to them. It's like we say, try to show kindness wherever you are out, during your day, because you never know the difference that it's going to make with someone. And if you're not really good at talking, maybe leave notes, write cards, send texts, send emails. My husband was texting the other night and I said, what are you doing? And he said, I'm inviting 10 people from my work to your talk. And I was like, wow, that is amazing. So unity is a beautiful thing in marriage and in our business. And just remember that your words really matter. The next thing you can do is ask how you can help. The longer you're married, the more likely your roles are to shift throughout your marriage. And there may be times when you take the lead in certain areas and yet others where you might play, a behind the scenes role. In a perfect world, you and your spouse or your partner will complement each other in your gifts. And that often happens, and that's a beautiful thing. So take time to set goals together. What would extra money mean for your family? Supplemental money. Would it be fun to say yes more often to yourselves and to your family, and to do more couple things together? Some ways of helping may be more easily noticeable, but all of them are important. And really all significant things are accomplished with the work of a team. And there's no more powerful team than a husband and wife on a mission. And we see that all the time. If you find yourself in a behind-the-scenes supportive role, don't diminish the importance of your position, because it is really, really important. Ask your spouse how you can help. It could be by stepping up in an area you haven't before, or maybe taking specific tasks off their plate for a period of time. And if you have big goals, then it's up to both of you to prioritize and do what it takes to create the changes you long for. Ask for the support you need from your partner. It might be hiring house cleaning, a lawn service, babysitters, maybe just asking for help from friends and maybe your extended family. Maybe they could come over and babysit while you do calls in the garage. But all of those things, you can ask for support from different people in your family. It doesn't just have to be your spouse. And it could be just scheduling activities differently, making sure you don't make your spouse feel guilty if she misses a ball game or bedtime here and there. Help the kids know that this is for them and to be super proud of their mom or their dad, whichever one is out doing a Juice Plus event. And to offer this help is strengthening the team. And that's ultimately better for your marriage and your family. Two is always better than one. Be willing to sacrifice. This one is key. More than likely, you and your spouse both carry different dreams and passions, and your marriage will go through different seasons. So depending on the season, your level of sacrifice for your spouse will vary. So I taught 21 step aerobics classes per week when my husband was in medical school to pay for food and our rent. And I started to hate step aerobics, to be honest, but it did pay the bills. When I was going for my big promotion, for national marketing director a while ago, my husband really, stepped up so I could do lots of events and lots of calls. He would make dinner or get takeout. And if you haven't heard this, some people call NMD and say it stands for no more dinner, which I think is funny. As the supportive staff, the supportive spouse, keep your antenna up for when you hear people talking about their health, or people looking for a community, or they hate their job, or they're looking for a mission, or they need supplemental income for something. Perk those antennas up. Maybe it's at work, maybe it's at the gym, maybe on the golf course, maybe at church. But you just say, hey, I overheard you, talking about your child missed school again for sickness. I know something that might help. You should get in touch with my wife. She's got some amazing free resources and solutions that might help your family, right? And so they can just be the messenger, right? They can, the connector, the people connector. So I reached out to a bunch of couples within our company, and I wanted to just read you two of them. This one is from Dr. Carol Watson, and her husband's name is Ken. My supportive husband, Ken, has always been my biggest support and cheerleader. He believed in me before I believed in myself. While I am the relationship builder and out front with the people, sounds familiar, right? Ken is behind the scenes serving and supporting. While he manages our numbers and our PV reports, I manage my customers and coach the team. While I'm on the phone or Zooming or training or creating, he is doing the laundry, buying groceries, cleaning the house. It works well for us because we each get to flow in our strengths. And I'm so blessed to have him as my support partner. He is my rock. So go Ken, go Ken. This one's from Stacy Whitmer, and her husband's name is Daryl. From day one, my husband believed in me and was and continues to be my biggest supporter through this journey. When I was going for big goals in this business, he would give me extra support with the kids and the house, allowing me to zone in my business. Having that kind of support is why I believe I've been so successful with this business. Knowing I can rely on my husband to be in my corner through it all, and keeps me motivated knowing that he believes in me even when I don't believe in myself. Having a supportive spouse makes me feel incredibly grateful. And I feel the same way. I just wake up every morning excited about my job. I don't have stress because I know my husband is 100% behind what I'm doing, not just the mission or the money, but he knows we're helping people and he knows it makes me happy. And so we really have created a team effort, and I'm so grateful for that. So do the work to get all the facts and info your spouse needs to build belief. Have those conversations. Consider it a privilege, a blessing, and a joy to support one another. And for goodness sake, this is the most important one. The most important thing is take your Juice Plus every day with a big smile and help your family grow a tower garden. Thanks, everybody.
That was awesome. Oh my gosh. I look back at John and he goes, well, I think we can make it for a few more years, babe. I love that. But, I think the big thing around all of this is that, having a supportive spouse doesn't mean that they don't have to be involved in the business. It's supporting you and cheering you on and all of those things. They can look all kinds of ways, and it can flow, like you said, different seasons, right, of your marriage and your career. So thank you so much, Tony and Billy.
Everybody. I'll tell him.
Yeah. All right, sweet friend. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, love. Okay, you guys, let's go. We're moving right into our next one. I'm going to unmute Heather O'Brien, who will be introducing our next guest. All right. Heather, are you there?
Yep, I'm here. All right. Well, awesome, everybody. We are having such a great afternoon. I want to introduce one of the newest members of our Juice Plus family, Laura Morelos. I think I said her name correctly. I'm not good at rolling those R's. I need to practice. So Laura is new to Juice Plus. She has had over 20 years of experience in this industry. She started as an independent distributor for a nutritional company where she learned to be an entrepreneur and a field leader. Her success opened doors for her to work in different direct selling companies in the US, helping them to expand into the Hispanic market. She also has contributed to the launch and expansion of international markets such as Colombia and Mexico. Laura's passion is working with people. In previous years, she helped in the implementation of an e-learning system and training material to help entrepreneurs develop their skills and be successful as they grow their businesses and develop leaders. So here's a fun fact about Miss Laura. When she moved to the US 25 years ago, she was in the US for the first time. She was driving around Los Angeles, and she was in an area where all the streets ended in DR period, like Oaks Drive, Johnson Drive, Westlake Drive. And since she was new to the area and to the country, she actually thought that meant doctor. So she thought she was driving in a city that was very dedicated to prominent doctors. Isn't that funny? This is what happens when English is your second language, and she shared that story with us, and I'm so glad to have her here with us today. So let's hand it over to Miss Laura.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Heather. I am still laughing at that story because, in all honesty, I had the hardest time trying to come up with a fun story about me. But anyway, there you go. That's what happens when you come to a country for the first time and English is not your first language. But anyway, it's great to be here. I am so honored to be part of this great event. And I've been listening to the speakers since we started, and I've been inspired, impressed, and truly grateful for the community of people and incredible leadership that I see in every one of them. But one of the things that really impressed me the most is the humbleness that I see in everyone. You know, you guys go through your great stories to the stories that form you and shape you to be the leader that you are. And even they're being fun. So for me, a tremendous learning experience. And again, thank you for the opportunity. And yes, I'm in charge of building the Hispanic market for Juice Plus. And as you know, I just started 4 months ago. It's actually in a few days will be 4 months. And it's been a great journey. I have to say, it feels like a year, but in a good way, because it's been intense. It's been, with so many things that we need to put together to make this happen, the Hispanic market expansion in Juice Plus. And it's been really a great journey with an incredible group of people that I work with that are supporting me along the way. But I always say, and I will always say it again and again, the best part of my job is when I have a chance to work with you guys and be in this kind of events and connect with you and get to know you, because as Heather said, I started just like you. Over 20 years ago, somebody invited me to that company that I thought it was going to be a hobby, and if I earned $100 extras, that would be fine, but didn't even care much about it. And it turned out to be my career for the last over 20 years. The great thing about this is that I really learned how to do what you do. I learned how to recruit, how to mentor, how to develop leaders, how to sell products. I learned the good, the bad. I learned everything that you do right there in the field. And it has given me an incredible opportunity to really understand what you guys go through, to really understand what you guys do. And as a representative of the Hispanic community here in Juice Plus, it really helps me to really know how to support you guys better. What are the things that you need? And it's been incredible to work with corporate as well, because they are listeners. They listen and they just come to me and say, what do we need? What else do we need to do? And it's been a great opportunity, great experience. But let's talk a little bit about how to expand your business into new markets. I love the concept new, because it's always about changes. And we just heard Sean Hopkins in the morning talking about all the many new things that are coming up and the big markets that are going to be open in the future and the many projects that are supporting you guys to give you and provide you even with more tools and more opportunities for you to grow your business. And I want you to take a look at the Hispanic community, at the Hispanic market, as an opportunity for you to expand your business as well.
And many of you have heard when I've been in Zoom meetings with you that Hispanics represents almost 20% of the overall population in the United States. We're talking about almost 60 million Hispanic people in the U.S. And they represent $1.7 trillion in purchasing power. That's why you see big corporations actually targeting the Hispanic market, because they know what this means. There's a huge community there that still don't know what Juice Plus is all about. So there is a great opportunity for us to share this incredible product and this incredible opportunity. And you know, one of the great things about the Hispanic community is that they are very, very digital savvy, because the average age is 29. This is a market that is younger than the average generation. So Hispanics are in the day-to-day work, dealing with digital platforms like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And they connect because we are all about community. We love community. We love to get together, to find reasons to celebrate, to find reasons to connect with others. If you notice, Hispanics is all about community and it's all about family. And isn't it that Juice Plus is exactly the same? So if you notice, there's a great connection right there, a great opportunity for each and every one of you to really consider this as an opportunity for you to expand your business into this great, great market. And I heard many of you saying, as I've been in these 4 months, getting to know you guys and being part of events just like this, I heard always that challenge of tapping into a new market that is not your market. You know, and I heard people say, well, I don't speak the language, and I'm not really Hispanic. How do I connect with them? But I want to tell you that you will find in the Hispanic community a lot of different people, different generations, you know, the ones that came here years ago, which main language is Spanish, those that grew up here and they have the best of the two worlds. They go to work, they speak English, they come home, they speak Spanish, and you can communicate with them completely fine. And those that actually grew up here, right, or were born here, that they speak English and they really, sometimes they understand Spanish, but they don't speak it. So I would encourage to each one of you to look for that bilingual, that person that you can connect with, that person that you can talk with, because they're not looking for Hispanics to tap into new markets. They're looking for leaders just like you. And that's the best thing that you have in this market. You have the opportunity to honestly inspire and connect with others that are looking for something that you have, which is a great story to share, a great products that we have, and a great opportunity that you already have a story to share and success. So I would just encourage you to find those entrepreneurs, find those that are driven, those that want what you have, those that want to even tap into this great opportunity, because as you know, Hispanics come from different countries. And we usually leave our countries because we're looking for a better opportunity. And if you've noticed, if you've been close to them, they're really hard workers. And they believe in they are very loyal to what they believe in. And what does that mean? Usually what they don't have is a vehicle. And it's a vehicle that is going to take them to achieve their dreams, to offer their families a better opportunity. And I would encourage you to just think, when you go and share with somebody in this community, just remember that you have in your hands something really valuable, an incredible vehicle that they can get into to do and to earn what they're expecting to offer their families a better quality of life. And some of you have asked me, well, how do I do that? Where do I start, right? And there's so many ways to do that. First of all, we really need to get out of our comfort zones. And today we've heard several speakers saying the same. You know, nothing great comes out of being out of our comfort zone. We need to actually get out of our comfort zone and adopt an attitude of expectation and excitement. You know, excitement for the new thing, excitement for this new market, for new opportunities to tap into people that may look different, that may sound different, but deep down in their hearts, they have the same longings that you do. They have the same desire to offer their kids and their families a better quality of life. So you just jump on it and start looking for them. Where are they? If you live in Los Angeles, it's going to look completely different than if you live in Chicago or New York or Arizona or Puerto Rico or Florida. So the first question I would ask you is like, where are they? Where are they where you are? Where is the Hispanic community? A good thing that has worked for some others is join the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. The Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, I guarantee you there is one where you will live, They have incredible amount of networking opportunities where they share, all different kinds of things about the community. There are businessmen and women that want to expose their own businesses into others in the same chamber. So they always have opportunities to network with one another. And that would be a great opportunity for you to tap into this market. Look for loan officers, look for real estate, nurses, teachers. Remember, if you don't speak the language, just look for somebody like me. We speak English, but we also speak Spanish. And that person will be the person, when you find that one person, is the person that is going to take you to the community. And her friends and family and circle of influence is going to be what you're going to be entering in. When you find that bilingual Hispanic that is going to actually say yes to the opportunity, and that's where everything happens. Remember, it only takes one. It doesn't take 100 or 120. It's a matter of asking, who do you know? And I would say just create opportunities to network. Create opportunities in which you can actually meet with people that are in this community. You know that September is the Hispanic Heritage Month. September is the Hispanic Heritage Month. It's the celebration of many countries celebrating the independence, including Mexico. And by the way, I want to say all the Hispanics in the U.S., 67% are from Mexico. Do you know what's going to happen when you find one and that one connects you to somebody in Mexico? Because as you know, it's going to be open. It's going to be launched in the next few weeks. And you just need that one person. So you never know. You really never know. It's a matter of asking. And just remember, 67% of all Latinos in the U.S., 67 are from Mexico. So that would even take you to an opportunity to expand your business internationally if you just find that one person. My only tip to you guys, I have a very short time, but my only tip to you guys, and I was very, very excited when I hear Jamie talking about the memory jogger. When you invite somebody into the business, if this person is Hispanic, work with her or with him the contact list and ask them to write down 20 names, 30 names, I don't know, and work with them the contact list. Because maybe that one person you invite is not going to be your big star, but maybe somebody that she knows. And maybe she doesn't, maybe not somebody that she knows in her contact list, but somebody that person in her contact list knows. And I always mention this experience I have in my previous experience in other companies. One time in a convention, around 5,000 people, they asked on stage, were you referred by someone to your sponsor? And 80% of the people in the audience raised their hand. So it's not about who you know, it's about who you know through the people that you know. Because I guarantee you that there's going to be somebody that is going to be a go-getter, a hardworking, a visionary that is going to just take your business to the next level and open this great market for you and for others. You are the leader that actually leads others, and they follow your pace. If you go slow, they go slow. If you're excited, they're excited. If you talk about the product, they talk about the product. If you talk about being an influencer and a driver of change in your organization, in your team, they're going to do that. If you talk about exploring new markets, let's get out of our comfort zone. Let's go out and find new people that look different, and let's do it. I guarantee you they're going to follow your lead because that's what they do. And they actually join because they believe in you. And that's where the magic starts, isn't it? Well, I think I'm done with my time, and there's so much I would like to say with you. I'm here to support you and to help you. And I'm as far as a phone call, an email, and I'm in Voxer as well. You can go to your regional sales directors. They can give you my information as well. And I just want to thank you for inviting me to this incredible event.
Laura, you are amazing. Thank you so much. I think there's a lot of us don't even realize the market that's out there that we can tap into and really help a lot more people. My husband was all about with Mexico opening, and he's already got a bunch of team members down there with the pioneers and all, and it's really cool. We were talking to some of our teammates, and they were like, oh, I know someone that's Hispanic. I know someone. And if you don't know someone, you know someone who knows someone. We've got to reach into all of our markets and get out of that comfort zone. Thank you for inspiring all of us to do that and giving us permission, really. Thank you, Laura, so much. You're a blessing. All right. Okay, you guys. All right, so back to a little more inspiration for all of you. I am going to unmute our next guest, April Conklin. All right, hang on, April.
There we go. April, you there? April?
Courtney, can you hear me?
There you are. Yes, my love. You are loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Courtney, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
I think I'm gonna have to unplug this.
No, don't unplug. Don't unplug. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, yay. Courtney, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. All right. Hey, everyone. I am so excited and honored to be here. A huge shout out and thank you to the JP regional team. You ladies are amazing. Thank you for putting this on for us. It has been incredible. It's one of my very favorite events. So for those of you I haven't had the pleasure to meet yet, my name is April Conklin. I live in Mooresville, North Carolina. I'm married to my husband, Chris, of 9 years. We have 2 little girls together, Carmen and Claire, who are 7 and 4. I'm a registered nurse, and I've been partnered with Juice Plus for 5 years. Growing up, I became that girl who was very physically fit, but nutritionally, my body was starving and depleted. There was a lot of things that happening in my life that were out of my control, a lot of negative things happening around me and said to me that really became my reality and my perception of myself. I felt full of shame and unworthy. So exercise became my outlet and my escape. I became obsessed with it. I was overtrained and poorly nourished, and this unhealthy habit followed me into adulthood, my nursing career, and even motherhood. But thankfully, a really sweet friend came into my life 5 years ago, and she spoke a lot of truth and love into me. She shared Juice Plus with me. Unfortunately, I did not listen right away. It took a good 6 months of her loving on me and sharing with me. But one day she mentioned the research behind the Juice Plus products, and that is what grabbed my attention. With my nursing and science background, I've always really loved research. And when I took a closer look, I was amazed at what the Juice Plus products are clinically proven to do for the body. So I actually became a partner and customer the same day, not looking for a business at all, but just knowing after seeing that research that I was going to share this with my close friends and family. I was really excited for these positive health changes because I was also a new mom at the time. And there was something about becoming a mom that made me want to do better for her in all aspects of my life. So my husband and I decided together that we were going to eat more whole foods, drink more water, and take our Juice Plus every single day. And with time, we noticed incredible results. We noticed more energy, we noticed better sleep, we were recovering faster from our workouts, and getting sick less frequent. We even noticed our daughter's horrible constipation issues were improving. So yay for a good daily poop, y'all. If there's any parents out there who have dealt with a child with that, you get it. It's horrible. So it's so much better now. So naturally, when something impacts your life in such a positive way, you share it more and more with others, right? And that is exactly what I did. And as I intentionally shared, my business started to grow and my paycheck started to grow. And this caught our attention, more specifically my husband's attention. And he was giving me the push to share more intentionally, but I was scared to. And so I didn't for a little bit longer. I was still working full-time as a nurse at this point, and my husband and I were passing ships in the night. I love and value nursing, y'all. It's one of the most noblest professions out there, in my opinion. But what nursing could not and was not giving me is time flexibility. My husband and I were passing ships in the night. We were hardly ever together as a family, and it was hard on my heart, and it was hard on our marriage. I missed a lot of holidays. I missed Carmen's very first Christmas. I missed a lot of weddings, baby showers, things that were important to me. And I started to really crave time flexibility on a whole new level. And I started to really have desire to move my Juice Plus business forward. I was really enjoying the helper's high of making a difference and a positive impact on others. But again, I could not get over myself. You see, 5 years ago, even 3 years ago, I was a totally different person. I was extremely insecure. I was living my life based on fear, even though I was a woman of faith. I was scared of rejection. I was scared of failure. I was scared of what people would think, and I was even scared of success. But a pivotal moment happened in my life after the birth of my second child. It was a beautiful day, and I decided to walk both of my girls to the park in our neighborhood. Claire was just a few days old, and I had her strapped to my chest in a sling ring. I was holding my Carmen's hand as she walked beside us, and I was pouring out my heart to my God. I was thanking him for all the many blessings in my life, for a second chance, for the Juice Plus products, for the Juice Plus community.
It was changing me. It was transforming my life in ways that I had never imagined. I'm a better wife, a better mom, a better person because of this community. And I was really starting to see that and grasp that. He knew the desires of my heart better than anyone. He knew I wanted to move this business forward. He knew I wanted to share. So right then and there, he told me to get over myself and start sharing more intentionally. And I made a commitment right then and there to myself and to my God that that's what I was going to do. So my very next call with my sponsors, I told both of them these exact words. I want to build my Juice Plus business as big as possible. This came as a shock to both of them because I am the girl who said no to everything. No, I do not want to share my story. No, I am not going to conference. And no, I'm not going to that event. I even avoided their phone calls sometimes, and I'm still not sure they know that to this day, so I apologize, Kelly. I love you. But you know what they say about payback? Payback is, yeah, you get it. So, excuse me, I shared this with them for a couple of reasons. I knew there was a tried and proven system in place that would help me move my business forward. And I knew I would need their help and support to follow that system. But I also knew they believed in me before I could believe in myself, and I was going to need to borrow that belief until I could believe in myself. So with their support and staying close to them, and with a couple mindset shifts, the first one being I started to care more about who can I help next instead of what will someone think of me. I would ask myself every day, who is waiting on me to be brave? Who is waiting to hear my story? Who can I help today? The second mindset shift is I started to truly see this product, this mission, this community as a gift I get to share with others, because it truly was a gift in my life and is a gift in my life. And with these two mindset shifts and staying very close to my sponsors and intentionally working my business, I am now a senior sales coordinator with the Juice Plus company. On the brink of QNMD, we are so excited and cannot wait. I now have this incredible team of wellness warriors who love others so well, who believe in me just as much as I believe in them. And I cannot imagine life without them. I love y'all. I know so many of you are watching and we can't be together, and I love y'all so much. I now have the personal growth that I desperately needed, y'all. I am not that insecure, scared woman anymore. I am confident, I am brave, I am strong. These are the things that I say every day to myself and that I have come to believe. I am now also the healthiest I've ever been, not just physically, nutritionally, but mentally, spiritually, and emotionally as well. I also have the time flexibility I craved for our family. I get to be a present wife to my husband and a present mom to my girls. And they learn best by what they see, not what we tell them. And every day they watch their mama be brave and live out her dreams and make a difference. And they are learning as they watch me. They are my inspiration and my why. So this is what I hope you take after hearing my story. This is what I pray you take from it. Anyone can do this, y'all. Anyone, even an insecure, scared woman who didn't believe in herself. All excuses are equal. We can either make excuses or we can make a difference. We cannot do both. I thought I didn't have what it takes to build a Juice Plus business, but you become what it takes when you want something bad enough. The second is that you can be successful at this business by just being you. You don't have to be anyone else. I used to use the excuse of I'm not smart enough, I'm not fit enough, I'm not whatever, you fill in the blank, whatever it is for you. But those were just all excuses. To be the person you are not is to waste the person you are. There is no one in the world like you. We can each reach different people. Your story is perfect and unique just the way it is. I like to keep it real, so I'm gonna go ahead and share. It won't always be rainbows, butterflies, and unicorns, but there will be challenges and bumps along the way. But if you rise above those challenges and those disappointments, and you keep sharing and you keep loving on others and caring more about who you can help next than what someone might think of you, the blessings on the other side of that are unimaginable. Someone is waiting on you to be brave, to hear your story. Someone is waiting on you to be you. Thank y'all.
That's how everybody's feeling. I'm trying not to cry so I can talk. That was beautiful. And I think that you reached a lot of women out there that sometimes feel like we're not enough. So thank you for sharing from your heart. We really appreciate it. We felt it. Thank you so much. You guys, you see the people in our community. It's just amazing. Who are you going to attract into this community? Who is your next person that you're going to get to help to introduce them to this beautiful community and change their life forever? It's so super cool, just for getting out of your own way. Okay, so we have talked about this being our
50th year with the Juice Plus Company. And so the Pajama Regional Committee wanted to put together something to talk about our future and the future of our company. And I shouldn't say the future of our company because we're not corporate, we're in the field, but how we see it from a field perspective, right? So this is not us. These are other people that are in the field that we are inspired by. And so turn your sound up, turn your cameras off, if you will. It'll help with the bandwidth. I'm going to turn mine off as well. Hold on. I see somebody with their camera or their ceiling fan going. If you've got a ceiling fan going, please, please, please make sure you turn off your cameras because you'll miss the beauty of what is coming up next. So give me 1 second to share my screen. Hang on. All right. Got all of that. Give me 1 second. All right, let me turn my camera off, you guys. Beautiful. You guys ready? Here we go.
AJ Majors here alongside my beautiful pronouns. I want people to be able to have more options and really understanding that they are in charge of their own life, their own health, and their future is really up to them. I said yes to the Juice Plus business when I was 20 years old in college. I loved being able to work from my phone, clock in from wherever and whenever I wanted. This is the only company that I know that is planning to be here not only for my children, but for my children's children. And we've been sharing Juice Plus for 17 years. And it has been the most amazing and best decision I've ever made. The experiences that I've had, the adventures, the travel, and the incredible friendships that I've made, connected with people all over the world, and build a business of, it means everything. And I'm so excited for the future. But this year they announced that they were opening in Portugal. My family is from Portugal, and my father actually lives there. And the thought of being able to build a business in a country that I love so much just means the world. Just about being able to create a stable and lasting legacy for my family and families to come. I caught such a big picture and vision, if you will, of what this could mean for myself and for my family. Why? Because it's real food with real research. It's not just my opinion.
You know, you don't last for 50 years and be focused on the future by jumping into the latest trends and fads. They focus on what's important, research, quality products, and supporting their team.
The company is doing even more to help us succeed. So many amazing things that are going to be available in the virtual office and other tools that we don't even know about yet.
And being able to help a lot of people around the globe.
We are truly, truly inspiring healthy living around the world.
I got in line and stayed in line. So I have been with the Juice Plus Company loud and proud for 10 years. I have been with the Juice Plus Company for 6.5 years. With the Juice Plus Company for 12 years. We've been sharing Juice Plus for 17 years.
For 4 years.
Almost 12 years. It worked out right for you kids. You know, look where we are now.
Worked out really well. We have a beautiful daughter. She's 2 years old. We are a happy little family.
Our little family, and we're so excited to be here with you today, talking with you about how much we love this company.
How about that, you guys? All right, let me stop my share here. I hope that you guys are smiling as big as I am. These are just some. You are the future of this company. You are. You said yes, and every day you get the option to say yes. So how cool was that? We hope that you guys enjoyed that. It was just something that we thought it would be, I don't know, give you guys, catch that vision of what can be in your world and beyond. And we want to, again, thank Josh Slocum, who did all of that. I mean, the videos were just sent to him, and he put it all together and made it beautiful. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. So hang on 1 second. Let me get over and unmute Lisa so we can move right into our closing speaker. You guys, how cool is that? We really pushed through this day. It's gone fast. I feel like we just got started. All right, Lisa. There we go. There, Lisa?
Courtney,
Yeah.
give me a thumbs up.
Ah, got you, girl. You get it.
Yay! Oh my gosh, this is awesome. What an incredible day we have had. I am just blown away at the hearts and the stories of the people that poured into the Juice Plus community And you guys, it's not done yet. We have another incredible speaker. I get the honor to introduce our last speaker, who is the most down to earth, real, authentic, funny, hardworking partner in the Juice Plus business that you will ever meet. Danny is the real deal. Danny Martin. He is incredible. He and his wife are probably some of the funniest people I have had the opportunity to build a life with and do relationship with. And they are amazing. But let me tell you a little bit about Danny. So Danny is the Presidential Marketing Director Plus, 100 Club, 30 years with the company, he and his wife. He's going to talk about a little bit of probably about creating success and sustained longevity. And Danny is from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and he and his wife, Debbie, like I said, have been with the company for 30 years since February of 1990. And after graduating high school, Danny spent 17 years in the supermarket and grocery store industry in management before starting his Juice Plus virtual franchise. And although he has been recognized with several awards during his career, Danny's greatest honor was being the closing speaker at the Juice Plus conference, live conference in the company's hometown of Memphis a few years ago. And he was fantastic. Danny says another highlight to his business journey was to be interviewed by Robert Kiyosaki, one of his mentors, for a magazine article several years ago when Robert Kiyosaki was becoming well known for his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Danny has two sons, Danny Jr., who is married to Lindsay, and Devin, who is going to be a sophomore at college. Are you kidding me? Devin, a sophomore already? Oh my gosh, awesome. But let me tell you about a fun fact about Danny. He loves playing golf with his boys, but dressing up as Elvis to do the closing at the Memphis conference was a highlight. And not only did he look like Elvis, but he sounded just like him. He's got an incredible singing voice. And he is also one of the few people that you will meet that has his own Elvis suit. So he is awesome. I want to welcome Danny Martin to the Pajama Regional. Thank you, Danny.
Hey guys, great to be here. Hope you guys can see me, huh? I don't know. Can you see me? Can you not see me? Anyway, it's just wonderful to be here, and it's a real honor to be with you guys. And I want to apologize starting out here first and foremost. During this whole lockdown thing, and the one thing that I missed the most has been my hairdresser. Not being able to go to the barber shop and get a haircut. That's been one thing I've really, really missed. And I never thought I would miss that much, but here I am. Now, what I would love to see the people that don't know me and have never seen me. I would love to see their faces right now going, is this the guy that's going to train us? They brought Albert Einstein on. Well, let me tell you, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get serious here and get all nice and pretty and professional. But here's the thing I'm going to warn you about. For those of you who have never heard me speak before, your luck just ran out. So here's the thing. Dress up as Elvis, put on a wig. Number one lesson today, you taking notes? Don't take yourself too seriously. That's the first thing I want to start with. I mean, here's a guy came on here wearing a wig. I dress up as Elvis in front of 5,000 plus of my peers and sing at a conference. Debbie said when we were dating, she said, I wanted someone with a sense of humor, and probably has regretted that for a long time. So what we're going to do here today, we're going to close this out. This has been wonderful, but we're going to have a few laughs, I hope, along the way. People, you got to have fun. Got to have fun. Don't take yourself too seriously. If you lighten up, your business will brighten up. Trust me, it will. Now, why did they ask me to speak? Why did they ask me to close out the Pajama Regional? Well, here's what I think. I think it's to give all of you guys hope. You see, I can see all of those leaders around with the Pajama Regional Committee there going, okay, we need to find somebody that if we put this person on there everyone watching will go, well, if he's had success, this ought to be easy for me. So here I am. I'm here to give you hope. That's what I'm here for. Now, I want to preface this by saying I've had many, many, many mentors over the last 30 plus years. So not all my material you're going to hear today is mine. I did research. I did research. That's it. I did research from many different mentors over the years and compile some of these things. And so, anyway, I'm not going to have time to give everybody credit because maybe a lot of them that I haven't forgotten who they were. But I want to be serious for a second and say this. Each and every one of you need to thank Courtney, Heather, Lisa, Tammy, Rachel, all of them. Now, here's the thing. Don't come up here and start typing on the screen thanking them because they're busy watching me and doing other things to make this all happen. You need to call them. You need to send them a private box, or you need to send them a postcard or something in the mail and reach out to them. Because, guys, these girls, this is 10 years that they have put this together. And you can't imagine the months and months and months of preparation and getting this all together and making it come off as easy and as nice as it has come off today. They really need to be commended. And if you think about it, you know, we kind of have to do this today on Zoom, right? But they thought of this 10 years ago. They were so forward thinking of how can we have people hang out in their home, have a few people over maybe, do some training, get a benefit from that, don't have to travel, don't have to buy a plane ticket, don't have to do all of those things, but for $25, they get somewhat of the same experience. Now, I know we don't get to hug each other and all that, but it's the next best thing, just like Juice Plus. So thank these girls and these ladies for what they have done in putting this together because it's been incredible. Now, I also want to thank, Tommy from speaking last night and all of the speakers today. I really feel like there's been some incredible content and vision and things that have been shared last night and today that will take your business to the next level if you will utilize these tools. See, knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So now take those tools that you have and go out and apply them. What I'm going to encourage you to do is to take your notes and create a short list. What I mean by that, that means look at the highlights. What really stuck out to you the most? Maybe that 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 things. And put that on a short list and keep that in front of you because that's going to be the knowledge that you can apply to help grow your business and prosper in your business long term. That's kind of my message today. 30 plus years, Debbie and I have been around this company. And they, asked me, what would you like to speak on? I said, I'd like to speak on longevity, a legacy business, building something on rock, not sand, and doing that. So that's really what I want to focus on here today. Concepts are constant, techniques vary. What does that mean? That means the concept is we all go out and share Juice Plus. We all go out and share our business. We all do these things. That's the concept. We need to do that. That's a constant. The techniques are going to vary. So, you're going to take something from one of the trainers today or maybe individualize that for yourself. Whatever technique that you feel like you need to use, then go out and use that. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about me, and it's not to talk about me, but heck, I'm going to give you more hope. I am from South Louisiana, born and raised in Baton Rouge. Any of you know anything about Louisiana, especially South Louisiana, y'all know we're a bunch of health nuts down here. I mean, we are health nuts. You just wouldn't believe. We'll eat anything that doesn't eat us first. But here's the thing. We're going to deep fry it. We're going to deep fry whatever it is we're going to eat. And I got to thinking, if we could ever figure out how to deep fry bottled water, we'd get people consuming more water in Louisiana. But, hey, that's just where I'm from. That's my home. That's where I was raised. I like to also say if you see someone running where I live, they stole something. They're not doing it for exercise. They stole something. That's why they run it. So again, we're not, maybe the most health conscious and healthy people in the world. Boy, do we need Juice Plus down here. But we have a fun Cajun culture. We love family. We love laughing. We like having a good time. My hometown here in Baton Rouge is Louisiana State University, home of the LSU Tigers. Debbie graduated from there. And people say, did you graduate from there? And I said, no, I still go. And they're like, wow, at your age, you still go to college? I said, yeah, I go every Saturday night they have a football game. I go. No, I never went to college. I'm one of those guys. I like to tell people the only thing that kept me out of college was high school. But other than that, we've done okay. Now, I want to get a little bit more serious here in a minute. I keep saying that, right? But this may be the whole thing you hear today is I hope to make you smile a little bit along the way. Sometimes we have to have a major event in our life to make a major change. That happened to me. That happened to me along in my 20s. In my 20s, it came to me in the form of divorce. And you've heard some people talk about other challenges on here today. But here I was in my 20s, had a 1-year-old son, became a single dad. Wasn't my idea. It was my wife's idea at the time to get a divorce. I actually called my next door neighbor and really close friend at the time to see if he could encourage me in any way. And I found out about a week or so later he was involved. They're okay people, they're okay people. They've been married 30-something years now, but things happen. And that was a big thing in my life. I like to say it this way, though, and I can laugh about it and joke about it a little bit now, but, I like to say that my wife ran off with my best friend, and I really miss him. I do. I'm being serious. Now, I didn't want to be a dad that just sent a check. But see, I figured out at that time I was married to my job. I was working 60 and 80-hour work weeks. As Lisa said, I was working in the grocery industry, retail grocery, and it was a very, dominating job as far as my time goes. So I realized I needed to make a change. I started looking. Now, my resume was really short. I had a high school education, and I actually had worked for this one grocery chain for 17 years. I started with them when I was 16 years old. And I was looking and looking and looking. I was being offered some things, but I was going to have to take a cut in pay in order to start over with another company. And I just wanted to start over with another company and work a 40-hour week, a 60-hour week, because that would have been nice to be able to do that, because here I was in this situation. Well, after several years of looking and remarrying, I got a phone call one day. The guy said, you don't know me and I don't know you, but I got your name from such and such, and I understand that you're looking. That guy that called me was Kerry Daigle. Now, many of you know Kerry and Nikki, and they're Debbie and I sponsors in the business and have become best friends besides business associates over the years. But I looked at this company. The product made sense to me right away, but I was very, very, very unsure of the business. But I remember asking, is this some way I could make a small supplemental income? Could I just make a small supplemental income? Because what my plan was, if I could, I was only going to do this for a short period of time, not long term. I figured I could make a little extra, supplemental income on the side, take another position with another company, still be able to maintain what I was doing as far as finances, and get by, and this would just be temporary. Well, guess what? Obviously, all that changed. It did. I mean, Debbie and I got married less than a year when I started this business. We've been married, I think, about 10 or 11 months at the time. Now, today, we've been married 31 years. 31 years. And we've been working together most of that time. Now, the first 3 or 4 years, she worked outside the home. She had a full-time job. She had benefits, insurance, things like that, while I was working my way to national marketing director so that I would have benefits and things like that. And once I got there, then obviously she joined me because that was our plan all along. Now, when I tell people that we've been married 31 years and we've worked together from home most of that time, and I'm at a live event, a lot of them will start clapping. They think that's a big deal, and I guess it is. So here's my thing. I always tell them the secret to a happy marriage and being able to work together and live together and have fun together for all of those years. And it's simply this. I learned a long time ago, I don't try to run her life, and I don't run mine. That works for us. What can I say? Now, the number one lesson here that you need to learn when I got that phone call was never prejudge. See, Carrie and Nikki didn't prejudge us. They didn't, want to look for that special person somewhere that they were looking for. They didn't prejudge. That was a big lesson for me to learn right out of the gate. I've been in this business a long time, and I hear people go, man, if I could just get a doctor or a nurse or a trainer or this or that or whatever. You know what? In 31 years, I've never heard anyone, no one's ever walked up to me and said, man, if I could find a grocery store manager. But that was me. See, you don't know what's in their heart. You really don't know what's in their heart. So what was it that I was really looking for? Well, what was my reason for doing this? You have to have a reason, or some people call it a why. Was it supplemental income? No, that wasn't really it. That's what I just said it was, but that wasn't really it. See, and if you have a why or a reason that's attached to a monetary value, I want to fill you in on something. It's not what that supplemental income was going, that extra money was for. It was what it was going to afford me to do or not do. That was my real reason, my why. Is what did I want to do or not do that wasn't happening in my life at the time? And that was simply to spend more time with my son. So that's what you got to figure out. Figure out your reason. Figure out your why. Figure out that it's not just an income amount. Again, it's what will that afford you to do or not do. That's your real reason. That's your why. Then think about what it is that you're willing to do or not do, or at least give up maybe temporarily to get what you want. Temporarily, remember that, won't have to do it forever. So after 30 plus years, this is what it's afforded me. It's afforded me to say yes to my kids. As Lisa said, we have two sons, Danny Jr., which was, that little 1-year-old 30-something years ago. He'll be 36 next month. And then Debbie and I have a son, Devin, who's 19. And it afforded me not to end up like the guy I'm about to describe. It broke the mold. This business broke the mold for my family. For generations, it broke the mold that needed to be broken. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share what happened with me with some lyrics from a song. Now, in 1974, a long time ago, this was a #1 hit. But this song is still, to me, it applies today. The singer that made it famous, what's ironic about it, is his wife Sandra wrote it. The name of the song is called Cats in the Cradle. Now, it's a story of a father who never has time for his son, and when his son grows up, his son never has time for his father. Now, unfortunately, the singer that made it famous, Harry Chapin, he only lived to be 38 years old. He died in a car accident in 1981. I want you to listen to the words of this and listen how things change as the song goes along. Now, this may not be a reason for you, but this was a reason for me that I didn't want to repeat what this guy's lived through. My child arrived just the other day, and he came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. And he learned to walk while I was away. And he was talking before I knew it, and as he grew, he'd say, I'm going to be like you, Dad. you know I'm going to be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, and little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you coming home, Dad? I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, my son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad. Come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today. I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay. And he walked away, but his smile never dimmed. He said, I'm going to be like him. Yeah. You know, I'm going to be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon and little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you coming home, Dad? I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. Now I want you to notice how things start changing in the next verse of this song. Well, he came from college just the other day. So much like a man, I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you. Can you sit for a while? He shook his head. He said with a smile, what I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later. Can I have them, please? And the cat's in the cradle and silver spoon, the little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you coming home, son? I don't know when. But we'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, I've long since retired. My son's moved away. I called him up just the other day. I said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids have the flu. But it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, the little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you coming home, son? I don't know when. But we'll get together then, Dad. We're going to have a good time then. See, this business and saying yes to this business afforded me not to end up like that guy. Both my boys have been involved in sports most all their life. Devin currently plays golf in college. And what was cool is just this week, just Wednesday afternoon, I'm with my two boys. We go out late Wednesday afternoon and play around the golf. Danny Jr., he hits a hole in one. Hole 17, 177 yards, hole in one. His first ever. And you know what's important about that? Well, I'll tell you about that because I saw it. I didn't hear about it. I saw it when they played basketball. I saw it when they played baseball. I saw it when they got awards at school. I didn't hear about it. So here's the message. You need to find your reason. You need to find your why. What's going to pick you up when you're down? When you have a bad day? You know, ask the people on that legacy video you saw this morning. All of us old people that were on there. I can say that. I was one of them. Ask any of them, was it always great? Was it always smooth sailing? And every one of them will tell you, no. There were hills and there were valleys. And there were ups and downs. And it wasn't in the getting knocked down. It was in the not getting back up. Maybe somebody's going to tell you no. Identify what your reason is. Identify your why. And keep it in front of you daily. You know why? Because it can be life-changing. Your reason, your why will change many times throughout your journey. Keep that in mind. I don't have the same reason today as I did when I started 30 years ago. But here's a little key. If your reason or why doesn't change, you're not growing, nor is your business growing. Now, I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about two words that are really what I think are the roadmap to building a business long term, or success in anything, really long term. That could be athletics, it could be relationships, it could be spiritual. I've heard several people mention one of these words especially, Tommy talked about it last night, and I've heard it again today. The first word I want you to remember is intentional. Intentional, doing something on purpose. Know what it is you want, and know what you need to do to achieve it. Have laser sharp focus in anything that you do on your journey. Here's the thing about being intentional. You need to wake up each day with the intention of engaging in conversation with someone or many people. That's doing that with intention. No conversations, no business. Intentional. The second word I want you to write down is consistency. Do the high-paying activities each day on your journey. Being intentional about what you do and then being consistent with what you do. Touch your business every day in some way. See, our business is a lot like going to church or going to the gym. The less you go, the easier it is not to go, and it'll get away from you. So you have to touch it each day. Being intentional and consistent is what separates the good from the great, the champion from the runner-up, success from mediocrity. And it's not always easy to touch your business every day. See, life has other ideas. Life gets in the way. You know, we realized that in 2016. Debbie and I realized it. 150,000 homes in our area and businesses were lost due to what they call the Great Flood of 2016. They said it's a 1,000-year flood. The chance of it happening is every 1,000 years. We were one of those that lost our home. But thank God we had built a stable and lasting business over the 26 years prior to that. And we were put in a situation many others weren't put in during that time. We've truly been blessed. You know, so life gets in the way. It's going to get in the way. But remember this, we're all volunteer help in our business. We're all volunteers. We choose to do this. Someone said it earlier. We choose to do it. And a message for those of us that are leaders out there, and many of you are. I consider you to be a leader if you're on listening right now, because you took time out on a weekend day, a Saturday, to learn and grow. So leaders, keep this in mind. When you're dealing with volunteers, you don't tell them what to do. You ask them. That's why we're all partners. Forget our titles. We're all in this together. Forget what level you're at and forget your title for a moment. We all chose to do this. One team, one mission. It's our culture. Pretty good culture to be a part of. We're all in a partnership with a few goals in common. The main one, inspiring healthy living around the world. That's really one of our main goals for everyone. Now, it can be easy to quit. It really can be. In fact, it can be just about as easy to quit as it can to keep going sometimes. We're all going to experience that. You know what I see happen a lot of times? Somebody thinks the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. They get discouraged or they get disgruntled. Maybe they don't agree with someone or something, or they don't like what the company did. The grass is greener. Well, I want you to keep one thing in mind, guys. The only grass that's green is that which gets watered. So if you're not watering and growing yourself, your grass is not going to be any greener on the other side of the fence. In fact, if it's brown now and you go over the other side of the fence and you don't change, it's going to soon turn brown over there as well. You can't serve two masters. That's why it's so important, I think, to have a support team around you of like-minded people. You need to find those people. They could be your sponsor. They could be your partner, your spouse. It could be many people. It could be someone that's not even in your organization, up or down. But find those like-minded people and surround yourself with them. Find them. Those are the ones that you're going to probably do three-way connection calls with. Those are the ones you're going to learn from. Those are the ones you're going to celebrate with. And yeah, those may even be the ones that you're going to have an occasional pity party with. So what's this high-paying activity in the businesses? You know, very simple in my opinion. It's 3 words. 3 words is what we really get paid to do when you break it all down. And the 3 words are this: conversation, invitation, presentation. Conversation, invitation, presentation. Only in that order. Don't mix them up. Mix them up doesn't work. So what's conversation? Just engaging in conversation with people. Find out about them. Ask questions. You heard about this earlier in the training today. People say, well, how do you start a conversation with someone? Well, I got that quite a bit, and I started thinking about how do I engage in conversation with people? Maybe whether I even know them, or especially those I don't know. I mean, the people we know, we can pretty much engage in conversation. So a lot of what I'm talking about right here is, you know, we run into people or we meet people, and, you know, how do we engage in a conversation with them? And maybe that leads to, you know, an invitation, and then maybe a presentation. I'm going to give you my pickup line. Now, maybe I shouldn't call it that. You know, I don't mean it that way, but this is my pickup line. This is how I engage people in a conversation. And guess what? It's 4 little words, and you don't even have to write them down, because it's going to sound so simple. Are you from here? That's it. Are you from here? I mean, think about that. When I ask someone, are you from here? Yes. Oh, really? You've been here all your life? You grew up here? Whatever? I started a conversation. You're not? Oh, that's interesting. Where are you originally from? What brought you here? See, it's opening that up, that conversation, then asking questions and learning about them. That's how you start a conversation. And then what happens during that conversation is we have that little guy on our shoulder that starts jumping up and down. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The little guy on our shoulder, he's jumping up and down going, you need to talk to him about Juice Plus. You need to mention Juice Plus. You need to tell him Juice Plus, you know. And he's jumping up and up and up and down, and we're going, oh, I don't know how to transition here. Well, you have to listen. Just listen. And you know why that guy's jumping up and down on your shoulder? It's probably because they said something like, I'm in the medical field. I'm in the healthcare arena. I have kids. I'm unhealthy. I'm very healthy. I'm this, I'm that. See, you're going to be able to acquire during the conversation, you're going to be able to acquire what I call bullet points. Those are bullet points. They have kids. They have a workout routine. They're trying to get healthier, whatever it may be. So during that conversation, you're listening, 2 ears, 1 mouth, asking questions and listening. Don't be asking a question and thinking about what you're going to say next. Listen. So during that conversation, we listen. And then I will say something like, well, because you have kids, because you're in the healthcare arena, because this, because that, whatever that guy's jumping up down on my shoulder, you know, putting in my head, you need to talk to them about Juice Plus, then I will invite them to look. Because of that, I'd like to, you know, invite you to look at some information with what I do or what our company does, or however you want to say it. That's technique. But you got to compile those bullet points. And this is the same thing if you're talking to someone that you know. You're going to call a friend. People always say, well, Danny, I don't know how to open a conversation or what to do. Well, call and be personal first and check on them and see how they're doing and that type of thing, and then give them the bullet points. Hey, Sally, I called you because I know that you're a trainer. I know you're health conscious. I know you run. I know you have a couple of kids. Now, I don't know if you'd be interested or not, but I've got something I'd really like to share with you that I think you and your family could benefit from. See, conversation to invitation. If you've noticed, I've not done the presentation yet. I've only asked them to look at information. So I'm going to tell them their bullet points. I'm going to ask them to look. And then guess what I'm going to ask them to look at? Maybe a video clip. Maybe a live Zoom. Maybe a live meeting when we used to have those. Maybe a three-way call. I don't know. There's lots of things out there, guys. We have tools, coming out of the woodwork. There's so much information tools we have. But that's the presentation. See, I'm not the presentation, and I don't want to do the presentation. We shouldn't be trying to do the presentation and trying to explain everything to them. Because to me, when we do that, when we go into presentation, especially before conversation invitation, we become that salesperson. And most of us on here, if we're really honest, we always say, I don't want to be a salesman. I don't want to be a sales lady. But that's what you're doing. Now, we can be passionate and we can be excited, but they want to hear from maybe someone else or somewhere else. That's what we call third-party validation. Jay Martin calls it a corroborative witness in court. Yeah, that's it. So we share information, we educate. We don't try and sell. What we're really doing and what we really get paid for is to build relationships with others. So, some people cringe sometimes when I say, don't try to build a business. Don't try to build a business. Try and build relationships. Don't focus on building a customer base. Don't focus on building a team of partners. Build relationships with people, and that customer base, that partner base, that'll follow. I always told my two boys, it's not who you know or what you know. You've always heard that, right? But that's not true in my opinion. It's not who you know or what you know, but who knows you. It's not who you know or what you know, but who knows you. And it should hopefully be a good impression that you leave with them, with every person you come in contact with. I hear people all the time saying, well, I need to brand myself. Well, let me give you some words if you're thinking about branding. Because if you brand yourself with some of these words, guess what? You'll probably build a big business. Let's think about some of these words we're going to brand ourselves with. How about honest? How about good character? How about trustworthy? What about dependable? Loyal? See, that's how I want to be branded. Danny Martin's brand is I want to be those things. Now, I can't live up to all of them all the time because I'm imperfect. But that's what I would strive for. And that's what I do try to strive for. See, we have to care more about others than you do about yourself. And we have to treat others as we wish to be treated. Man, not only in our business, but just think about that in the world today. If everyone cared more about others than they did themselves, and they treated everyone like they wish to be treated, what kind of world would we be living in? I'd say it'd be a lot better than the world we're seeing today right now. So doing these few things that I've talked about and incorporating these lessons from some of these other trainers that you've heard from this weekend, these will be some of the key ingredients in building a legacy business. A legacy business. Now, I hear this a lot too. What industry are we in? Well, I can tell you something. I absolutely love Jamie Cantrell earlier. She gave us some amazing statistics and insights and education on the network marketing or multi-level marketing industry, whatever you want to call it, the direct sales industry. The things that she spoke about were very, very true and very relevant to our business. Very much so. But in my opinion, I don't think we're your typical network marketing company, and I don't think we're really in the network marketing industry. Now, hear me out. Don't push back yet. See, to me, the network marketing, it's an industry in itself, network marketing is. But for me, I think for the Juice Plus company, it's more of a distribution system. It's the compensation plan that we use. It's a way to move products from the manufacturer directly to the consumer. Now, you want to know what industry I feel like we're in? I feel like we're in the whole food nutrition industry. You know, let's take a makeup company, for example, that uses network marketing or in the direct sales industry, and you guys could name any of them. That company's not in the network marketing industry, I don't think. I think they're in the cosmetics industry. But they utilize that network marketing industry as a distribution chain to move products or services directly to the consumer. Man, there's a little company called Amazon that's learned how to do that well, right? Yep, they have. They move products and services to the consumer quite well. See, we're more what I consider to be, and you've heard this from Paulo Teixeira, our CEO, on down, we're kind of in the consumer-to-consumer marketing. C2C, you can call it if you want to do it that for short. See, that's where consumers embrace our products, then they embrace our business, and then they market to other consumers. I mean, that's really what we do. I'm not putting a knock on the network marketers that are out there in that industry. I just feel like that, you know, we're a little different. I mean, we have a narrow product focus. There's a guy here locally in Baton Rouge. His name is Todd Braves. He started a restaurant, or wanted to start a restaurant, went to about 20 different investors and bankers. And they said, what do you want to do, Todd? He said, I just want to sell chicken fingers. I just want to sell fried chicken fingers. They said, you can't do that. You can't do that. You got to have other stuff. You're not going to be able to survive that way. And no one wanted to loan him money or get in business with him. And he said, yeah, but if I do it better than anybody else, I can. So he took those chicken fingers, never frozen, marinated for 24 hours, and he finally opened his first restaurant. Now, not everybody's going to know about this restaurant, but he's made a pretty good inway into the marketplace. It's called Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. His original location, little bitty place, little hole in the wall, as we call it, still here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But he's almost nationwide now, and will be one day. Why? Because he probably does it better than most. Narrow product focus. That's us. That's who we are. And that's why we've been so successful, is because we've done something, Juice Plus, that no one else has ever been able to do. And we haven't complicated it. We've kept it simple, and we have that niche in the marketplace. Number one, lots of studies. Take a long time for somebody to catch up with us. Long time. So, I've been serious with you for a little bit. I want to talk about having some fun now. You know, have you thought about having some fun with your team during this time of lockdown? The Zooms and the social distancings? You know, Debbie and I got to talking and we're like, you know, it's great to do these live and on Zoom things. I mean, we've been using Zoom for years. Gosh, our marketing director team in Australia, New Zealand, taught us how to use this 5 or 6, 7 years ago. And most of us in the Juice Plus community have been using it for a long time, so this is nothing new to us. But we said, you know, we miss our live events. We miss hugging people. We miss having fun and the team getting together and laughing and having dinner. And, you know, we need to have some fun. We just need to have some fun. We need to break this monotony of the Zoom. Now, thank God for Zoom the last few months, but we wanted to figure out and try to do something different. So I'm just going to throw this out here because I don't know. I've never heard of anybody doing this, but we did something last week, and I want to share with you, and maybe you can expand on it, and I'm sure you guys can come up with something even better. But, you know, if you like our team and us in the business, I think you can already tell I like to have fun. I like to laugh. I like to cut up. I don't always take myself very serious, and I feel like our team's the same way. I think all of it really started with Jay Martin many years ago. I mean, how many times have you ever seen him speak or talk to him or be around him and you didn't smile, you didn't laugh? He likes to have fun. We need to have fun. So here's what we did. A couple of weeks ago, we got together on Zoom with our team and we had a scavenger hunt. Now, let me tell you a little bit about it. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. Be creative yourself. We got everyone live on Zoom. They couldn't stop their video and they couldn't mute out. And what we would do is we'd give them an item to find, and they have to leave their phone or computer where it's at. They couldn't take it with them. And they'd have to take off and run around their house like crazy people and find that item. And it would be some odd item, you know, something that we came up with and do. So where's your list at? Well, just go on the internet and Google, you know, scavenger hunt, and you can come up with, we came up with about 30 items. Now, the first game we did, we didn't go through all 30, and we spent about an hour. But here's the fun about it. We would say, you know, a yellow sock, a writing instrument that has a Juice Plus logo on it, whatever it was. And everybody could watch the screen, and they would jump up, and they were running all over the place. It was hilarious. We had so much fun. Well, the first one back got some extra points, and as did everyone get points that returned with the item. Then we had some drawings and some prizes and awards to the winners, which we sent out to them. It was a blast. It was actually a blast. We all had fun, and we all had a big laugh. Now, it may not be a scavenger hunt for you, but find something right now to do with your team that you can laugh at, have some fun with. You know, it's really missing in our society at the moment. I know you guys can probably be much more creative than we were, but have some fun. You know, as the good book says, laughter's the best medicine. And I think right now that's something that's really, really missing in our society, is that contact, that fun. No, we didn't do any training on that Zoom. We didn't talk about the business at all. We just got on. Everyone had something to drink, maybe some snacks in front of them at 7 o'clock in the evening. And then we watched people run around their houses like crazy people, laughing and cutting up. And we had a great time. And you know what? The team needed that. Debbie and I probably needed as much or more than they did. So it was really fun hosting that. 2 things before I go with you today. My tagline, if you ever get, you know, an email from me or something like that, is simply this: there are no excuses, only priorities. I came about that many years ago because a lot of thought went into that. There's no excuses, only priorities. And people have talked about excuses already today. I want you to think about that. When have you been told an excuse by someone for not doing something? Let me ask a deeper question. When have you told someone an excuse for not doing something? You know, people will say, well, yeah, I'm going to be on that Zoom. I'm going to get on that Pajama Regional. Yes, I'll watch your video. I'm going to be on the conference call. I'm going to go to that event. And they don't. See, to me, all excuses are equal. It was not a priority for them to do whatever it is they said they could or would do. It just wasn't a priority for them. Think about this. They could not be somewhere at a certain time because of an excuse. But I want to ask you this question just to think, and I'm not making light of this, guys. I'm making a point. You know, charge my heart, not my head. Think about somebody that you wanted on today. They gave you an excuse that they couldn't. What if there was a wedding or maybe even a funeral today at this time with a close family member of theirs? Would they have been there? Absolutely. Yeah, they would have been and they should have been. Why? Because that's a priority to them. today was not a priority to them. So they gave an excuse. I want you to keep that in mind. Keep it in mind. There are no excuses, only priorities. Think about that. And in closing, I want to share with you guys my donut story. Yeah, I got a donut story. I'm glad someone mentioned donuts earlier today. Led right into what I'm going to close with today. Now, I know that I am the only one here on this watching ever in my life ever to have eaten a donut. I know none of you ever have. None of you ever have. But don't judge me. Don't crucify me. But on occasions, when my kids were young, I'd let them eat one. Yeah, I would. And it takes me to this story. Devin, our youngest son, who's now 19, he was probably 4 or 5 years old at the time. And I took him one Saturday morning to get a donut at the local donut shop down the street. I know, I'm a bad dad. Okay. But I also take Juice Plus. As we came out the shop, and I'm getting ready to get him in the back seat of Debbie's SUV, there was a car that pulled up behind me, kind of corner and blocked me in where I couldn't get out. So I went on and got Devin into his car seat and got him strapped in, and I shut the door. And then I got my game face on big time. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Somebody's pulled up behind me. A guy's getting out of the car. I got my game face on. Now, I think I'm a pretty laid-back, nice guy, but I can get my game face on. And I got it on because he looked homeless to me, and what he was driving didn't look any better. In fact, that may have been his home for all I knew at that point. Now, I knew he was going to ask me for money. I knew he was. Especially when he opened the conversation with, excuse me, sir. Again, did I mention you? I had my serious, I'm not giving you money game face on. I had it on, and so I responded in my nice voice. What? What? He said, sir, that sticker on the back window of your car, Juice Plus. Do you work for them or have something to do with them? Again, in my serious, I'm not giving you money voice. Yes. He said, I just want to shake your hand. I just want to thank you. Well, reluctantly, I shook hands with him at that point, still not knowing where this is going. And he said, I don't know what you have to do with that Juice Plus and that St. Jude Hospital in Memphis, but I know I've seen that logo there. And I'm thanking you. Because you see that little 2-year-old girl in the back seat of my car? That's my daughter, which I kind of had to lean over and step aside to see her. He said, sir, if it weren't for St. Jude, she would not be alive. So I don't know what you do. With St. Jude. And I don't know what you do with that Juice Plus. But whatever it is you do, thank you. Wow. We really went on from that point. We had kind of a pleasant conversation for a few moments. I gave him my card. We shook hands again. And they went on their way. It still gets to me today. 15 or so years ago, I've never seen him since. driving home that morning from the donut shop with tears in my eyes, it hit me. Something hit me that had never hit me before. And here's what it was. I thought, this guy will probably never take Juice Plus ever in his life. This guy will probably never join the Juice Plus business ever in his life. In fact, he hardly even knows what Juice Plus is except for the little bit that I told him standing behind the car. But this is what hit me. Because of what we do each day, because of what each of us gets up every day and does, it's making a difference in people's lives that take our product and join our business. But you know what? Even bigger than that, here's somebody that will probably never take our product, never join our business, and we're touching and changing lives with those people as well. That's the revelation I experienced that day. Is what we get up and do every day is touching people around the world that will never be touched by our product and business. Wow. Does that make you proud of what we do? Here's what I say. Never quit. Never give up. And never prejudge. Be proud of what we do, guys. Be proud of who we do it with. And be proud of why we do it. I mean, just think. We have a product that no one else has. Everyone needs. Someday we hope most everyone will have. But on top of that, it helps enhance the quality of people's lives. How good is that? Well, are you all in? Are you going to use this knowledge and apply it? Now, I can't leave hopefully without making you smile. So I have one last question for you, and we're closing here. If you were arrested for being a Juice Plus partner in our business, would they have enough evidence to convict you? Think about that one. Guys, it's been my pleasure. It's been my honor to be here with you today. Thanks for being with us. Again, thank you to all the speakers, and thanks to these wonderful ladies that put all of this together for all of us that have slaved unselfishly for months in making this happen. There are no excuses, only priorities. Thank you very much, guys.
Made me cry. Every time. Someone makes me cry right before I've got to talk. Okay, I just have a couple of notes. We're going to unmute everybody. Don't go anywhere, Danny. Hang on a second. Danny said a couple of things. It's not who you know or what you know, but who knows you. And I will say that it's an honor to know you. Number one. Number two, what are you leaving with people? And I don't know about you guys, but from this, I mean, this is powerful because this will be you guys in your daily conversations, right? From this, Danny, you left us with laughter. Like, you know, putting a smile on someone's face is priceless, making them feel good. You left us with conviction to make a change, to do the things that we need to do to inspire people to change their lives. You left us with inspiration, which we need that seed of inspiration, and with direction. I feel like this was the perfect way to close today. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm seeing all the notes here. People are crying, tears on their shirts and all. So thank you, Danny, for the time that you gave to putting this all together. It was amazing. And thank you for closing out our Pajama Regional. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
You're very welcome.
All right, y'all. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna unmute the girls. Before I go and do that, I just want to say thank you to all of you out there. We're all going to speak on the committee, and I just wanted to say that, you know, everyone's saying that, you know, y'all did this great job, y'all, you are all what made this event what it is. Sorry, I'm trying not to ugly crap. And the way that we do this event reaches people where they are. And God, nobody take pictures. Because alone, you know this quote, alone we are but a drop. We're just a raindrop, but together we're an ocean. And we need that. This world needs more of us, community that wants to change people's lives. And I love that Danny said, you know, if you were to be arrested for being a Juice Plus partner, would they have enough evidence to convict you? And I sure hope so, right? And if they don't, you go create some evidence. Okay, let me unmute these beautiful girls who made all of this so possible. All right, here we go, you guys. I'm sorry, I'm seeing through blurry eyes. I'm trying. Tammy. Okay, oh shoot, Tammy. Did I get it? Tammy, unmute. There? Yep. Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, hang on a second. Hang on.
Can you hear me? Hey.
Yeah. Okay, Heather, did I get you? Heather, did I get you?
I'm here.
Yes. All right. Y'all go. Go. Somebody talk.
Oh my goodness, I feel so blessed to be able to know all of the committee members, but hearing all the speakers, and I can't even imagine my life what it would be like if 20 years I had not had this community. And all of you, the friendships, the support and love, I mean, it's beyond amazing. We just filled up to the brim, and I guess the only thing I have to say is thank you for showing up. You stayed on. The speakers you trained, you prepared. We just have to make a commitment, and you'll learn as you go. We just learn as we go, and just staying plugged in and taking care of your emotions. You know, there are going to be some hard days. We just have to stay fueled up, and we love you. We are here for you. We're all working together on one team, one mission. You guys have a fantastic week. The next 6 months are going to blow everybody out with all the business and the things we learn. Thank you so much. I'm glad I'm part of it.
Thanks, Rachel. Heath, you want to go?
Sure. Gosh, I'm overwhelmed. We're exhausted. We're so excited to be in this position. I'll take it. You know, all of us will take it. We'll take the tired because it's worth it for this community. One thing I will say, I think one of my biggest notes and takeaways today was something Jamie Cantrell said, and she said, if you feel uncomfortable, good. If you're nervous out there, if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel a little scared, good. It means you're growing. And it is scary, and it sucks a little bit. But we've all heard Ashley Hudson say over and over, embrace the suck, right? That's where we grow. That's where the good magic stuff happens. We have to go out. We have to be brave. We have to embrace the things that are hard, share with one another, and inspire. Embrace, share, inspire. That was the message when I started in this business 10 years ago, and it's still the exact same message. You know, we're just a bunch of not so techie moms, and Courtney certainly has upped the ante on our technological capacity over the last couple of years with this, but we're people just like all of you guys. Just don't get out of line. Don't get out of line. Touch your business every day, even when you're too tired, even when your kids are going back to college and you don't know if they're going to be home in 2 weeks because classes might go online. Even if you're homeschooling your kids and your schools aren't opening, touch your business every day. And when the world is unsteady and uncertain, you can turn right back around to this community because we're not going anywhere. Thank you guys all for joining us. Appreciate it.
Lisa? Thanks, Heath. That was beautiful.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I was overwhelmed by this entire day. And Danny, you closed it out just beautifully. And I was taking some notes, you know, words that best describe this community. And I started writing, and, you know, you said it too, Danny, you know, we're honest and we're dependable and we're loyal. And we have lifelong relationships. You know, a lot of us grew up together in this community. We were in our early 20s when we started, you know, so there's so many of us that have that servant's heart. You know, all the speakers that spoke here today, I saw that servant's heart in them. We have integrity and humility. We're absolutely authentic and we're real, which is so important. We're compassionate and we have passion for what we do. If you haven't seen that today, it's there. You know, we love people. That's what it's about, loving people. And one of the biggest takeaways that I found today was we offer hope. We give hope to people, you know, a hope to make a difference, not only in their health, but also in their business and their finances. And so I took so many notes and there's so many things, but I just want to say, I know all of you took notes too. So take the notes that you took from each of these speakers and put them into action. Do something with the information that you have learned today. Make a difference. You can do this. And as one of my mentors shared with me, who happens to be Danny Martin's upline and mentor, and that's Carrie Daigle, he said to me one time, you can never fail. You can never fail, only if you quit. And so we're not going to quit. We're going to keep sharing this message. Thank you all for joining in today. We love you so much.
Tammy, you want to go, baby?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. I just want to ditto what everybody else said. Thank you for being a part of this with us. I want to thank you for grace as we really went through some new things and being able to open up with Facebook, and you guys gave us grace. And I appreciate that as we worked through all that entailed. And, you know, so many incredible takeaways. And I can't remember exactly who said it, but maybe it was Danny that said, you know, knowledge is power, applied knowledge. That's life-changing. So you need to take what you learn. I know it can be overwhelming, and if you're brand new, welcome. We're so excited for you to be a part of the Pajama Regional. But take the things that you put in your notes and go through and highlight and take out just a few, put those into action. Applied knowledge is life-changing. So thank you for being a part of this with us, and we can't wait to do it with you again.
Awesome. All right, girls. And like I said, together we are a team. This is total teamwork. So what I wanted to share really quickly, and the girls and I boxered about this before going on, is we've worked really closely with corporate and all. And so we have a little bit of an announcement to make as a committee. We are again, working in unison with corporate to bring the best, hey, Shelly Hall, the best of the best to all of you, because we are in the field with you and we know what it's like and we know what we need. And so corporate also has a take on it, and they have a beautiful take on it. So they're actually going to be taking on January in some form or fashion. So our next Pajama Regional is going to be August the 6th and 7th of 2021. Mark your calendars. We're going to an annual Pajama Regional. JP Pajama Regional will be annual. It'll be the month of August every year, but it's August the 6th and the 7th in 2021. So mark your calendars. And listen, I'm telling you right now, corporate's got our back. They have got so much amazing things planned you cannot even imagine. So remember, JP Live Home Edition is October the 9th and 10th. Get that on your calendars. I'm sure many more announcements will come out of corporate. But thank you all. Mwah! We love you so, so very much. Look at all those beautiful faces, Rachel and Lisa and Tammy and Heather and Shelly Hole. Love you all. All right, I'm going to unmute. It's going to get loud. So leave as you want, but that way everybody can say goodbye. All right, hold on. Hold on. The wrong button. Hold on. Give me a second. We're going to, where is unmute? Did I just unmute everyone? It won't let me unmute you. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. You can unmute yourself. Unmute yourself and say bye.
So much. Thank you.
you.
Thank you so much.
I think some of the right ones.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I said, Tony, I am not on
And you guys. You guys. Free. Talking about the